Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ray Fisher Stadium at the Wilpon Complex in Ann Arbor, Michigan, for WCBN's broadcast of Michigan baseball. Today, the Michigan Wolverines take on the Penn State Nittany Lions, and I'm Austin Falco alongside my partner Jeff Chan here. Proud to bring you the game. Jeff, what are you thinking about today's matchup?
I think this is a great matchup today, Big Ten baseball. You got for Michigan, you got your stud ace on the mound, Oliver Jaske leading the way. 3-1 in conference play with the ERA just over 3. This is a big test for Michigan today, trying to get off to a good start in Big Ten play. Currently ranked number 2 in the country, 19-6. And I think, look at today though, cold weather day. Got to make sure you keep the arms loose, and that's going to be the huge key. And I think it's just for Michigan, got to get the bats going early, get out to a hot start, and then I think you're good to go from there.
All right, so we'll look forward to that today. Your starting lineup for Penn State today, leading off for the Nittany Lions in center field is Jordan Bowersox. Batting second at third base is Christian Helsel. Batting third at first base is Willie Berger. Batting fourth, playing second, is Conlon Hughes. Catching today and batting in the fifth spot is Ryan Sloniger. Batting sixth and playing right field is Braxton Giovanni. Batting seventh, playing left field, Nick Riotto. Batting seventh, and your designated hitter for the day is Alex Malinsky. And batting ninth, rounding out the order, the shortstop, Logan Goodnight. They will face Oliver Jaske, left-handed pitcher for the Wolverines. As Jeff mentioned, 3-1 on the season with a 3.44 ERA in about 34 innings pitched. And it looks like Jordan Bowersox is stepping up to the plate, and we are about to have some baseball for you here at Ray Fisher Stadium. Jaske winds up for the first pitch, and the first pitch is in there for a strike. Your defensive alignment for the Wolverines today, from left to right in the outfield. Left fielder is Miles Lewis. At center field is Johnny Slater. And your right fielder is Jonathan Engelman, as the second pitch from Jaske is a ball. 1-1's the count. Across the infield at third base, Drew Lugbauer. Your shortstop is Michael Berdar. As the third pitch from Jaske is swung at and missed, 1-2.
There's a nice little off-speed pitch in there. Looked like a curveball. Jaske generally a first pitch fastball type pitcher, but he does have a pretty nice off-speed.
On the right side of the infield for the Wolverines, second baseman is Akeo Thomas. Over at first, you have Jake Bivens. As Bowersox lines one into left field for a base hit. Leadoff hitters on for Penn State here in the top of the first inning.
That was a great aggressive swing by Bowersox. He's batting .360 on the year so far. One of Penn State's best hitters. It's important for Penn State, though, getting the leadoff batter on base.
So on a 2-strike count, Bowersox is able to put that one into left field and force Jaske to work out of the stretch here early. That brings up Christian Helsel for Penn State, the third baseman. First pitch to Helsel is taken for a ball, 1-0. Helsel on the season batting .219, on base percentage of .296. He does have one home run on the season, as the second pitch is a little inside for ball number 2. 2-0 now on Helsel.
Bowersox is a threat to steal. He has 7 steals so far and 11 attempts, so definitely Jaske has to account for him.
Jaske sets and the 2-0 pitch. This one's skied towards center field. Slater coming in. He is going to make the catch on the run for the first out of the inning. That brings up Willie Berger.
Not the greatest approach right there by Helsel on a 2-0 count. Generally 2-0 counts, you want to be more aggressive, looking for the pitch that you want. Looks like he kind of got a little, maybe wasn't the best pitch to swing at, and it was a weak pop fly out. Not the best approach there on that at bat.
So Slater retires Helsel on that one for the first out of the inning. 1 out here in the top of the first inning. First pitch to Willie Berger from Jaske is a strike. Looked like an off-speed pitch there to start off the at-bat. Berger, the third straight right-handed batter to start the inning for Penn State, batting .284 on the year and has 3 home runs to his name. Pickoff throw from Jaske is Not in time, as Bowersox dives back in. And Jasky sets ready to throw the 0-1 pitch to Berger. Berger takes for a strike on the outside corner for strike number 2. 0-2 the count now.
Nice job by Jasky going back-to-back fastballs on the outside corner. Not afraid to approach, not afraid to go after Penn State's number 3 hitter.
So Berger in a hole here, 0-2, awaits the pitch from left-hander Oliver Jasky. He's going to fire over to first base, try to chase back Bowersox. Once again, not in time. Jasky, the left-hander, perhaps mitigating a bit of that stolen base ability by Bowersox. Jasky is set in the 0-2. That one's low for ball number 1. 1-2 the count now on Berger. 1 out here in the top of the first. Jasky sets for the 1-2 pitch to Berger. Swung at and missed by Berger for strike number 3. First strikeout of the day for Oliver Jasky, and there are now 2 outs here in the top of the first inning.
Great approach there by Jasky, approaching this at bat. Going fastball for the first 2 pitches on the outside corner, then coming with back-to-back off-speed pitches. 4th pitch gone with a nice changeup low in the zone, got Berger to chase. Great approach right there by Oliver Jasky.
That'll bring up number 4 hitter for Penn State, second baseman Conlon Hughes. Hughes batting .292 on the season with a couple of home runs. The first pitch from Jasky is taken on the outside corner for a strike.
So far we've seen Jasky not afraid to attack early in the count with fastballs, working predominantly on the outside corner.
Jasky fired that fastball in there to begin that bat with the strike, and now the 0-1 pitch misses outside for a ball. 1-1. And Hughes, the third sophomore already to bat for Penn State of the inning out of 4 hitters. A very young team Penn State is, only 3 upperclassmen in the lineup. As Jasky fires over to first again, Bowersox dives back with plenty of time. 1-1 the count on Hughes. As Jasky, left-hander, sets, holds for a while, and then fires. This one misses high for ball 2. 2-1 the count now on Hughes. Of course, Jasky, the tall left-hander, 6'3", stands out there on the mound. Knee slightly bent. As he awaits 2-1 pitch here. Swing and a miss at strike number 2.
Look at coming there with another changeup there. Kind of the little trend so far. Starting early fastball and then coming in with the off speed. That one with a changeup.
2-2 the count now on Hughes. 2 outs here in the first inning, and number 2 at bat. We got Deuces Wild on the scoreboard. And there's another pickoff throw to first base. Bowersox dives back in. Once again, plenty of time. Relatively short lead over there from Bowersox against the lefty Jasky. Jasky making sure to keep him close, though, regardless. And the 2-2 from Jasky. Swing and a miss for strike number 3. That'll retire the side here in the first with Jasky's second strikeout. And after 1.5 inning here at Ray Fisher Stadium, we're still scoreless.
Yeah, Jasky on that pitch coming back with the fastball. He got previous batter. He got Berger to go down on a changeup, but this one he came back at a fastball on the outside corner, attacking the play, and it just swung and missed. Great job there. Quick inning for Oliver Jasky.
So just what Wolverines were looking to, a quick first inning out of Jasky to begin the ballgame. That'll bring up the Wolverines hitters. The Michigan lineup for today looks as follows. At second base, Akeo Thomas leads off the game for the Wolverines. Your second batter will be center fielder Johnny Slater. The shortstop, Michael Berdar, bats third. In the 4 spot is third baseman Drew Lugbauer. Batting fifth and playing left field is Miles Lewis. Batting sixth over at first base is Jake Bivens. Your 7th hitter is designated hitter for the day, Nick Poirier. In the 8 spot is right fielder Jonathan Engelman. And in the 9 spot, catching today, Harrison Wenson. They will face Penn State right-handed pitcher Sal Biasi. Biasi, a 4.13 ERA on the season in 6 appearances. Holds a 3-2 record. He's pitched 28 1/3 innings so far this season. Penn State's defensive alignment from left to right in the outfield, it's Riato, Bowersox, and Giavidoni. Across the infield from left to right again is Helsel, Goodnight, Hughes, and Berger. And behind the plate is Sloniger for the aforementioned Sal Biasi. So Jeff, as you mentioned, important today on a chilly day here in Ann Arbor. It's about 41 degrees out there. Fans bundled up in the stands. Important for the Wolverine Bats to get going early on here.
Yeah, exactly. So Michigan's got a lot of speed, pretty good hitters at the top of the line. K.O. Thomas is a speedster sophomore hitting .323 on the year, but his greatest asset is when he gets on base. 13 steal attempts on 14 attempts this year. This Wolverine lineup likes to run, and then when they get on base, I mean, I'm counting here 5 different Wolverine starters in this lineup have more than 5 steals on the season. So they're very aggressive on the base paths. If they get on base, Sal Biasi is going to have to do a lot of checking.
Yeah, you mentioned that K.O. Thomas tied for the team lead in stolen bases so far this season. Have to get on base, though, here. So far has been a problem with his .450 on-base percentage. He steps in there and takes the first pitch high for ball number 1. The 1-0 pitch misses high and in for ball number 2. 2-0 now on a K.O. Thomas. Pitch out there, Sal Biasi, a little bit shorter than Jaski for the Wolverines, stands at 6 foot. The junior fires and misses high. It's 3-0 now on a K.O. Thomas.
Now, if you're Biasi now, you just want to at this point, you just want to throw a strike. Don't try to aim. Just let him throw it down the middle and let him see how far he can hit it.
So far, K.O. Thomas with nothing more than a double on his resume so far. No triples, no home runs on the season as he takes the 3-0 pitch for a strike. Slugging only .354 on the season, so not too much to worry about in terms of big damage. But Akeo lines that one into right field. That's going to be a base hit to lead off the ballgame for the Wolverines.
Great approach right there on a 3-1 count, hitter's count, finding the pitch he wants and driving it into right field. That's the exact kind of approach you want from your leadoff hitter. Great start for the Wolverines.
So K.O. Thomas on base. Possibly going to use that speed that you mentioned earlier with the left-handed hitter Johnny Slater at the plate. Slater batting .286 on the season. Has a home run to his name and also has 8 other extra base hits. The first pitch is swung at, a big swing there and missed by Slater.
That was the pitch Slater was looking for, a fastball in the outside corner. That's the pitch he wanted, just couldn't connect on that.
So the count is 0-1 now on Slater. As Biasi fires over to first, Thomas dives back in safely without a tag. .0-1 count on Johnny Slater now. Biasi sets and fires. This one is fouled back to the left side and out of play over the press box here. The count is 0-2 now on Slater. Biasi so far this season, 43 strikeouts in just 28 1/3 innings. Has Slater down here 0-2. He fires over to first and Thomas dives back in safely.
Yeah, I have a feeling Biasi is going to be doing that a lot today, especially if Michigan can consistently get its runners on base.
Michigan with stolen base shots up and down the lineup. As Biasi set for the 0-2 pitch. It was a high pitch on that one. Slater did offer and go around according to the home plate umpire. But on the play, K.O. Thomas was able to swipe second base. Throw was a little offline. He got in there with plenty of time. So Wolverines will have a runner on second, but there is now 1 out in the inning after the strikeout from Slater.
Yeah, a bit of a win-lose kind of a draw there for Biasi. Got Slater to go down on just 3 pitches. However, K.O. Thomas stealing second, his 14th steal on the season. Truly is a terror on the base path.
That'll bring up number 3 hitter Michael Berdar. Berdar 330 on the season. 3 home runs to his name so far. And 19 RBIs with a runner out there in scoring position. That's a KO Thomas. He takes the first pitch outside for a ball. It's 1-0.
That was the first off-speed pitch Biazzi came with a little curveball there high. So far, Biazzi's been working high. Want to target more low in the strike zone.
The 1-0 pitch to Berdar. It will not be a 1-0 pitch as Biazzi turns towards second, but there was no one at the base, so Thomas kind of stood his ground out there. Berdar awaiting in the batter's box for the 1-0 pitch from Biazzi. Biazzi gets the sign, sets, and throws. This one misses high for ball number 2. 2-0's the count now.
Yeah, that was saying he's a lot of high pitches so far. Could be an issue with the cold weather where generally I notice that pitchers tend to throw higher, maybe just because the cold is affecting their arms, but got to work low against a great hitter like Michael Berdar.
The 2-0 to Berdar is fouled off high off to the right side. That one's going to get out of play towards the cars and misses all the cars over there, it looks like. Fortunately for the spectators today. It's 2-1 now on Berdar. And perhaps Biazzi getting a little distracted out there by Thomas on second. Second baseman Hughes faking over a few times. Biazzi checking back a couple times every time he comes set. Here comes the 2-0 pitch, and Thomas is off to third, and will get in without a throw. Runner on third now for the Wolverines as Thomas, KO Thomas swipes his second bag of the inning.
Yeah, that was an incredible jump by KO Thomas. Timed it perfectly. Biazzi has a high leg kick when he comes out of the stretch, so if you could time that perfectly, KO Thomas with his speed got there easily.
So Berdar in a good position here on the 3-1 count to drive it a run, but this one's going to be fouled off towards the parking lot again here at Ray Fisher Stadium, off to the right side. That runs the count full here at 3-2.
Yeah, with the runner on third, this is Berdar, who's batting .346 with runners in scoring position. This is the guy you want at the plate in this type of scenario.
So Berdar runs the count full and awaits the payoff pitch. This one's fouled off back towards the right side out of play again. The count will remain 3-2. Okay, Thomas, I feel pretty safely saying I don't expect him to swipe home plate here, even though he has swiped 2 bases already in the inning. Thomas, of course, leading off with a single, swiping second on the strikeout by Slater, and then swiping third in this at-bat as Berdar fouls off another 3-2 pitch off his foot. Count will remain full.
Yeah, Berdar got a little fooled on that off-speed pitch. If he had let that go, that probably would have been a ball because that looked like it was going to hit him, but great concentration and back control to foul that one off.
So the count remains full here on Michael Berdar. Bottom of the first inning, still scoreless here at Ray Fisher Stadium. But the Wolverines do have a runner on third with 1 out. The 3-2 pitch once again fouled off back behind the plate to the right side and out of play. As Berdar really working the count here.
And if you're Berdar, all you want out of this at-bat is just to put the ball in play. Like KO Thomas is fast enough to where even a ground ball in the middle infield is going to get him home.
And all the infielders playing back for Penn State, even at the corners here, probably will not attempt to gun out Thomas at home.
And
this one is hit high and deep to left field by Berdar. The left fielder, Riato, is near the track. He's going to make the catch, but will have no shot at Thomas here as he comes in from third, and Michigan leads 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, that's the exact kind of what scenario you want to happen if you're Berdar. You don't necessarily have to get a hit, but the key is just to get that runner home, and he hits a nice long sac fly. That's all you want out of the bat. I call that a successful at-bat. Didn't get on base, but also another thing is that he forced Biazzi to go deep into the pitch count. I think that was an 8 or 9 pitch at-bat, so a great at-bat overall for Michael Berdar.
9 pitch at-bat for Berdar. Now the bases are cleared for Drew Lugbauer. Lugbauer, the Wolverines' leaders in home runs on the season with 6. He takes the first pitch for a ball high and away. 1-0 the count now, 2 outs in the bottom of the first. The second pitch to Lugbauer misses down and in for ball number 2.
Noticing so far, Biazzi working the inside part of the strike zone. It's a kind of a dangerous zone to work with.
The 2-0 pitch from Lugbauer is fouled straight back and out of play over the press box here at Ray Fisher Stadium. 2-1 the count now.
So I was saying, like, if you throw hard enough, you can work the inside corner with success. But otherwise, if you don't, the hitters could tee off on you.
The 2-1 pitch once again fouled off about the same spot behind the plate here with the press box. That'll bring the count to 2-2 on Lugbauer. Here in the bottom of the first inning, 2 outs. Michigan leading Penn State 1-0 on a sac fly by Michael Berdar. And the 2-2 pitch is swung at and missed by Lugbauer. That's strike 3. That'll retire the side here in the bottom of the first inning, but not before the Wolverines can scratch across the first run of the game. After 1 inning here at Ray Fisher Stadium, it's Michigan 1, Penn State 0.
Yeah, that inning was all of K.O. Thomas. Gets on first, leadoff single, and steals second, steals third, which is impressive because usually I don't see that very much at a college level.
Stole third without a throw, too.
And stole without a throw. I mean, that was perfectly timed. I mean, not recognizing that Biazzi with a high leg kick, it's going to take time for that ball to get to the plate for the catcher to even have a chance. And then with his speed, it was a perfect jump, and the catcher he knew instantly. I don't even think he looked at third base to try and make a throw. Great job by K.O. Thomas basically manufacturing a run for Michigan all by himself.
So K.O. Thomas, the star of that inning for the Wolverines. He'll trot out to his spot over at second base to back up Oliver Jaski on the mound here. Jaski in that first inning. Pretty much the exact same script as Sal Biazzi. He gave up a leadoff single, a flyout, and got a couple strikeouts. The difference, like you said, was that K.O. Thomas swiping those 2 bags, and Michigan was able to turn that flyout into a productive one and drive home the first run of the game. So 2 strikeouts so far on the game for Oliver Jaski. Brings his season total up to 44. And it's going to be Ryan Sloniger to start off the inning against Jaski here. Sloniger, the first left-hander to hit against Jaski today. A very right-handed heavy lineup from Penn State. Sloniger, the catcher on the day. He stands in there and waits the first pitch from Jaski. He swings, and that one's lined towards the first base coach over there. That's going to be foul. Count 0-1 now on Sloniger.
Yeah, for this at bat, if you're Jaski, I think you go right after Sloniger. He's only hitting 169 on the year. Left-handed hitters, it's even more of a disadvantage. So Jaski, just go right at him.
The 0-1 pitch from Jaski catches the outside corner for strike 2. 0-2 now the count. Sloniger on the season, like you said, only batting 169, but is batting 500 when leading off an inning. The 0-2 pitch just misses the outside corner. 1-2 the count now.
That was a great-looking pitch in the outside corner. That is a perfect definition of like a missed pitch where it's tempting enough for the batter to go at, but not really trying to give him anything good.
A breaking ball on 1-2 misses outside. Evens the count up at 2-2. Jaski here attacking, like you said, fastballs early, then going with the breaking balls and the off-speed pitches. As he did with that last one, the 2-2 now. That one is breaking ball that misses low for ball 3, and the count is run full now on Sloniger.
If you're Jaski, you don't want to start at 0-2 and then give up those 4 straight balls. Just attack him at this point.
So Jaski's size and the payoff pitch misses outside for ball 4. That's going to be a leadoff walk here in the top half of the second for Penn State. Sloniger takes his spot over at first base, and it'll be Braxton Giovanni to bat for the Nittany Lions here with a runner on.
If you're Jaski, you're kind of kicking yourself there a little bit. Get 0-2 against a hitter that hasn't had a lot of success so far, but allowed him to work back, throw him 4 straight balls. Penn State now in business.
Jaski working from the stretch for the second straight inning. The first pitch to Giovadoni misses low and in for ball one. Giovadoni, the right-handed hitter, batting .270 on the season. 1 home run so far, 8 RBIs. The 1-0 pitch from Jaski is in there for a strike. It's 1-1. Jaski keeping an eye over there at Sloniger on first base. Sloniger on the season, though, only 1 for 1 on stolen base attempts. Don't necessarily expect him to go, but Jaski keep an eye on him regardless. The 1-1 pitch to Giovadoni misses low in the dirt for ball 2. Nice block there by the catcher Harrison Wenson. Keep the ball from scooting past and allowing the Sloniger to take second. 2-1 now from Jaski to Giovadoni. That one is bounced towards short. Berdar is there, makes the play over to Thomas at second. He will not have a relay throw, though, as the Wolverines will get the lead runner out at second. Only 1 out on the play. And now 1 out in the inning after a fielder's choice.
Yeah, that was a slow chopper to the shortstop Berdar. It was going to be really hard to turn second base. So key, though, is that it was getting that force out on the lead runner at second base.
So Giovadoni replaces Sloniger over there at first base. And that brings up number 12, Nick Riato, the left fielder on the day. Riato stands in there and lines the first pitch towards center. Slater's over to his right and makes the grab on the run for the second out of the inning. So 2 outs here now in the top of the second inning. Michigan leading 1-0.
That was a well-hit ball, actually. Wasn't really a high fly ball. It was a pretty solid line drive, but unfortunately hit kind of near Johnny Slater, who's got great range at center field. Not much you could do about that, but it was a good contact on the ball.
That'll bring up the designated hitter, Alex Malinsky, for Penn State. The first pitch to him misses low for a ball, 1-0. Malinsky, the senior, batting .429 on the season, only his second start so far this year. As the 1-0 pitch is skied towards shallow right, the right fielder Engelman in, the second baseman Thomas back. It'll be Engelman to call off Thomas and make the grab to retire the side here in the top of the second inning. So Penn State gets the leadoff hitter on, but once again cannot score against Jaski after 1.5 innings here at Ray Fisher Stadium. The score is Michigan 1, Penn State 0.
Yeah, so far what we're seeing with Oliver Jaski is attacking the strike zone, really. And so far it hasn't burned him so far, but I think with Jaski, if you hit your spots, he's working predominantly on the outside corner. Penn State not a great offensive hitting team. I think you can get away with a hit for contact, put the ball in play, and let your defense make plays for you. I think that's certainly the approach that Jaski's going to take into this game. He doesn't have great speed, so he's not really a strikeout type of pitcher. But I think for him, it's just don't give these Penn State hitters anything too good to hit. Put the ball in play and let your defense work for you.
Yeah, Penn State as a team only batting .236 on the season. You can contrast that with Michigan as a team batting .279, so a little bit of a light hitting squad here in Penn State. So far, Jaski has been able to cruise through despite a leadoff single in the first and a leadoff walk in the second. Pitching to contact a bit, also picking up 2 strikeouts. And his counterpart, Sal Biasi, also picked up 2 strikeouts in the top of the first inning, or in the bottom of the first inning, I'm sorry. But did allow a run as Thomas Sakeo led off with a single, stole second, stole third, and then came home to score on Michael Berdar's sac fly. For the Wolverines, looking to keep that going again here. Leading off is going to be the left fielder, Miles Lewis. Following him will be Jake Bivens and Nick Poirier. Lewis on the season batting .302. Sophomore does have 1 home run to his name on the season. Left-handed hitter taking his time stepping into the box here. He locks in here and awaits the first pitch from Biasi. And that first pitch is going to miss outside for ball number 1.
So Biazzi last inning started off with a little while. Let's see if he can find the strike zone a little better this inning.
The 1-0 pitch to Lewis misses again outside. It's ball 2. And Biazzi not exactly missing closely here. He's missing very wide in the other batter's box so far on the first 2 pitches of the at-bat. The 2-0 pitch once again misses outside, a little bit closer this time, but regardless, it's a ball. 3-0 is the count now on Miles Lewis. Lewis awaits the 3-0 pitch. He's going to take that one. Does catch the outside corner for a strike. 3-1 now the count. Miles Lewis not afraid to take a walk. 14 walks on the season already. He stands in there ahead in the count 3-1, and that 3-1 pitch misses high and away for ball 4. And Michigan answers Penn State again and has the leadoff hitter on to start the bottom half of the second.
Yeah, a little different approach in that at bat. Last inning, Biazzi was working predominantly on the inside corner. That at bat, he worked entirely on the outside corner, though it ended up in a 5-pitch walk. Now with Miles Lewis on base, he's also a pretty good runner. 8 steals on 11 attempts this year. He can move a little bit, so once again, letting a guy who can run on base to lead off.
Jake Bivens stands in there from the left side, as will be a pickoff throw from Biazzi, trying to get Lewis over at first base, but Lewis is able to dive back in safely. Bivens on the season batting .258. Few doubles, but no home runs yet to his name. He does have an on-base percentage of .421, having taken already 19 walks, but he takes the first pitch here for a strike. It's 0-1. Biazzi holds his glove on his left hand there up against the chest while awaiting the sign. He's going to throw over to first again, and Lewis will dive back safely once again. Biazzi with that upright stance as he awaits to deliver here. The 0-1 is going to be outside. The runner takes off from first. He's going to be in there safely at second as the throw is a little high and wide, and Lewis swipes second here. And just like the top of the first or the bottom of the first inning, Wolverines get the leadoff hitter on and swipe second.
Yeah, it's 3 steals already for the Wolverines. And as I was saying, Biazzi has a high leg kick. So I think that's really giving a kind of an inkling to the Michigan runners that to just go ahead and test him.
That was a strike on Bivens there, so it's now 0-2. Lewis stands on second base. And Bivens awaits the 0-2. He fouls that one off to the left side towards Yost Ice Arena. As that one goes over the stands and out of play, the count remains 0-2.
If you're Bivens, you want to hit that ball onto the right side of the infield if you can, or right side of the field that'll allow Lewis to advance to third base much easier.
Bivens only batting .129 with runners in scoring position on the season, with a chance to help that number here. The breaking ball misses high from Biazzi. It's ball 1.
Haven't seen a lot of off speed so far from Biazzi, but when he has, it's come high, which is not at all what you want to do. You leave off speed high in the strike zone, and hitters will tee off on that. Want to hit that low, even in the dirt if need be, since he's in an advantage count.
1-2 the count now on Bivens. The pitch, he fouls that one off to the left side again and out of play. Count remains 1-2 as Bivens fends off a couple tough pitches from Biazzi. Bottom of the second inning here, nobody out. Michigan leading 1-0 over the Penn State Nittany Lions. The runner on second is Miles Lewis, who led off the inning with a walk and stole that base. The 1-2 pitch to Bivens, fouled off to the left side again. That one also is going to get out of play. And we'll have another 1-2 pitch coming for you.
Yeah, great at bat so far by Bivens. And also notice Biazzi working the outside corner. Don't want to work inside because, as I said, if Bivens could get that ball into the right side of the field, it'll allow Lewis to advance to third base.
So the 1-2 to Bivens is shot back towards middle ground ball. Diving attempt by the shortstop, Goodnight. He stops the ball, knocks it down, but is unable to make a throw as the ball trickled out towards Hughes at second base. That'll allow Lewis to move over to third, and I believe that'll be scored as an infield single for Jake Bivens. Runners now at first and third for the Wolverines here. Nobody out in the bottom of the first, or bottom of the second.
Yeah, that was a pretty well-placed ball hit there by Bivens. Goodnight who was holding Lewis on second base. It was kind of in the mid-shift back towards his original position, and it kind of caught him off guard, and he had to go back to his left, but just couldn't do it. And then great read there by Lewis to recognize that ground ball, that he could be able to advance to third base on that.
That'll bring up Nick Poirier as he takes the first pitch for a ball, 1-0. And over at first base, Jake Bivens was tied for the team lead in stolen bases coming into today, but Akeo Thomas stole 2 in the top of the first to make that uneven. And the pickoff throw over to Bivens at first base is in time as Biazzi picks off Bivens. And there's now 1 out here in the bottom of the second.
I was just going to say Bivens may try and steal second, and I think he might have. He got a huge lead, maybe not expecting Biazzi to check him at first base, but he did, and a huge bailout for Penn State. Great job, recognition by Penn State.
The 1-0 pitch to Poirier is in there for a strike. 1-1 now the count on Poirier here. The runner on third is Miles Lewis. And Poirier, the left-handed batter, stands in there and takes one inside for ball 2. 2-1 the count now.
Despite Bivens' miscue, they still have that runner on third, and it'd be Michigan to still have a chance to tack on another run.
See if Nick Poirier can do that as he awaits the 2-1 pitch. That one misses low and in for ball 3. 3-1 the count now. As Biazzi already on the 4th time today, he's gone to a 3-ball count on batters, running that pitch count up. He sets for the 3-1 to Poirier, and Poirier swings and misses at that one. That's strike 2. Count is full now.
Yeah, that was the pitch for Poirier. Middle inside fastball. If he had just gone around and connected on that, that probably would have gone pretty far, but just couldn't connect.
Full count now on Nick Poirier as Biazzi gets the sign, sets, and throws a pickoff towards third, and Lewis is back in plenty of time. Trying to make sure Lewis doesn't get any sort of jump there as the corners are playing a little bit farther in on this one as opposed to in the first inning. Ground ball to them, you'd imagine they'd be coming home with the throw.
I don't know if I've ever seen a pickoff to third in all my years of.
And Nick Poirier takes ball 4, but this one gets past the catcher Sloniger, and that's going to score a run for the Wolverines as Lewis trots in there. It's 2-0 now in the bottom of the second inning in favor of the Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah, an unfortunate break there for Penn State. I think Sloniger thought maybe the ball hit Poirier, and it was a dead ball, but it was umpire disagreed, and that ball got passed, and there's unfortunate break for Penn State, but great job for Michigan getting that run across with a 2-0 lead, and now they have also Poirier on first base.
Yeah, and that one goes down in the books as a pass ball on the catcher Sloniger. That one just bounced off his glove and got past. Didn't miss by a whole lot, but it was well out of the zone and led to a run scored for Michigan. And that's going to bring up Engelman. He pops the first pitch up behind the plate and into the stands here. That's going to be strike 1 on Engelman. 0-1 now. Engelman, the right-handed hitting right fielder for the Wolverines so far today. Batting .246. Does not have a home run on the season, but does have 10 RBIs. And also has a couple doubles in the extra base hit department. So pick off though to try to snag Poirier at first base. Poirier dives back in plenty of time. Biazzi aware that Poirier over at first, 4 for 4 on stolen bases so far this season.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be in the mind of both Biazzi and Sloniger at this point, giving up 3 stolen bases. This Michigan team likes to run the bases. It's
very aggressive team Michigan is. With Engelman at the plate, would not be surprised to see Poirier on the run. There's another pickoff throw over to first. Poirier diving back in time again.
And another asset of being an aggressive running team is that it forces the pitcher to not entirely focus on the batter. You got to kind of account for that runner that's kind of at the back of your head while you should really be completely focusing on the batter. So definitely affects it and makes it an advantage for Michigan.
The 0-1 pitch to Engelman misses low. That's ball one. 1-0 the count now on Engelman. Engelman batting .324 with runners on base so far this season, up from his .246 season average. He awaits the 1-1 pitch. That one's fouled off to the right side and out of play into the parking lot here. Count runs to 1-2 now. Engelman so far this season, more walks than strikeouts. 12 walks to 9 strikeouts on the season. He's down on the count here, 1-2 to Biazzi, though. Biazzi gets the sign. Stats another pickoff throw to first base as Poirier dives back in.
It's unlikely Poirier is going to try and attempt to steal with the batter out of having 2 strikes on him. So I think if you're Biazzi, you just focus on fully on the batter and attack and try to get this out.
1-2 pitch from Biazzi to Engelman is hit high towards left field. That's into left center, actually. The center fielder Bowersox is over into left center to make the catch pretty easily. And then now 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. That'll bring up the catcher Harrison Wenson. Wenson on the season only batting .224, but is second on the team with 5 home runs and is slugging a very nice .471. 20 RBIs on the season for Wenson. The big right-hander stands in there and awaits the first pitch. He takes that one for a strike. It's 1-0 or 0-1. Wenson, unlike Engelman, has had his problems with strikeouts so far this season. 35 already, as opposed to just 9 walks. The 0-1 pitch to Wenson misses high and away for a ball. It's 1-1.
Yeah, Wenson's bat hasn't really begun going, but that's kind of generally the case with catchers who aren't the greatest hitters because they have to spend so much energy. I mean, catching is a pretty tough job.
When Swenson gets into a ball, it can go a long way, though. As the 1-1 pitches outside, it's 2-1 now.
And despite the average, his batting average not really reflecting it, he does have 20 RBIs on the season, which is 3rd on the team, and a pretty high slugging percentage. In fact, the second highest on the team.
And swing and a miss from Wenson on the 2-1 pitch. It's 2-2.
So he's probably the very typical boom or bust type of a hitter.
2-2 now the count here on Wenson with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Wolverines up 2-0. The 2-2 pitch misses low, it looks like, for ball 3. The count is run full now.
Looked like Biazzi was kind of starting walking towards the dugout. Looked a little shocked that wasn't called strike 3.
Biazzi will try to recover here as it's 3-2, 2 outs. Poirier will be going with the pitch. There he goes, and that one is fouled back behind the plate and out of play. Count remains 3-2. As we mentioned on the season, Harrison Winston, strikeout prone, not so much a walk-heavy hitter. Stands in there with the count full. The 3-2 pitch again, swung at and missed by Wenson for strike 3. That'll be Biazzi's 3rd strikeout of the game, and that retires the Wolverines here in the bottom of the second. But once again, Michigan is able to scratch across a run, and they lead Penn State 2-0 here after 2.
Yeah, Biazzi again with his all 3 strikeouts so far coming with high fastballs that the Michigan hitters just simply have not been able to catch up to. So Biasi gets out of that inning, 2 runs so far, but big thing though is that was his 44th pitch on that strikeout pitch. Michigan hitters really making him work out there. A lot of foul balls, a lot of going deep into the count. Something to keep an eye on. We gotta wonder if how long he can last out there, and if Penn State's gonna have to go to its bullpen early in today's game.
And Biasi is the #1 pitcher for Penn State with a 4.13 ERA, one of their 2 main starters, along with Justin Hageman, who I'd imagine we see at some point during the series, possibly tomorrow. Tomorrow's game, as well as Sunday's game, we'll have that here on WCBN for you. In addition to Michigan softball this weekend, a couple home series for both teams here, as we can see Alumni Field over the left center field fence. Bit of a cloudy day here in Ann Arbor. The lights starting to turn on at Ray Fisher Stadium.
If you are Penn State manager Ray Cooper, you are a little bit happy with how. Rob Cooper, you are happy with kind of how you can't take a little solace in how that inning went. Michigan at one point had runners on first and third with no outs. Looked like it could have been a bad inning for Penn State. However, able to get out of that with that pickoff at first. Only got 1, so Michigan only got 1 out of that. Kind of limited the damage a bit for Penn State, but they do have to get their bats going. Both innings they've gotten their leadoff hitter on base, but the next 3 batters would go down quickly. So if Penn State is able to get their leadoff batter on for a third straight inning, Penn State has to be able to do something with that.
And that leadoff hitter for Penn State will be the shortstop, Logan Goodnight. First pitch from Jaski is swung at and missed by Goodnight for strike #1.
If you're Penn State hitters, you know Jaski's going to come at you. He's a fastball first pitcher, likes to attack the strike zone. Be aggressive on this first couple pitches before he goes to his off speed.
The 0-1 from Jaski is in there for a strike. 0-2 now the count on Goodnight to start the inning. We did see Jaski lose an 0-2 count on the leadoff hitter Sloniger last time around. Try to prevent that from happening here as he has Goodnight on the ropes. The 0-2 pitch misses well outside, gets past the catcher Wenson. Count 1-2 now.
Yeah, it looked like that. It looked like it was a changeup that kind of just got away from him.
So Jaski gets a sign, moves that glove around to get the grip on the ball, takes a sigh and fires. The off-speed pitch is low in the dirt for ball 2. 2-2 now. Goodnight only batting 147 on the season. This his 12th start. Only his 14th appearance. The 2-2 from Jaski is taken for a ball. So that one looked like it just missed, maybe a little high. And Goodnight has run the count full, 3-2 now.
Yeah, went inside on that pitch. Jaski hasn't gone inside much on that pit so far today.
The payoff pitch is swung at and popped up high to the right side in foul territory. Bivens ranging over in the coach's box, and he is not able to make the catch as the wind pushes it back towards fair territory. It drops foul.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate, but as you can kind of see by the flags out there, it is a pretty windy day. So high fly balls got to really kind of focus.
Bivens looked like he was camped under that in the first base coach's box, and it just carried towards fair territory there and bounced on the turf in foul territory. The 3-2 pitch this time around is swung at and missed by Goodnight. Jaski picks up his 3rd strikeout of the day. And there's now 1 out here in the top of the 3rd.
Yeah, it didn't really matter too much in the end for Bivens' kind of misread.
That'll bring up the leadoff hitter Jordan Bowersox. Bowersox led off with a single in the first inning. Raised his average up to .368 on the season. Jaski's first pitch misses low and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Jaski's 3rd strikeout of the day brings up his season total to 45 as his 1-0 pitch misses low, bounces well in front of the plate for ball 2. 2-0 now on Bowersox.
Yeah, this is the first time Jassie's fallen behind in the count today that I can think of.
Jasky down 2-0 here in the count. Misses high with that one for ball 3. 3-0 now on Bower Sox. Bower Sox on the year, along with that nice 368 average. Also has an on-base percentage of 439, so not afraid to take a walk as he takes the 3-0 pitch for a strike. Bower Sox, that right-handed batter. Where's the stirrups out there? High pants, high sock look there. 3-1. Misses high and away for ball 4. And another runner on here for Penn State with 1 out in the top of the 3rd.
Yeah, second time Bower Sox has gone on base today. Penn State's top of the order coming up. This could be a chance for Penn State to get something going. Get momentum back on their side.
I bring up the right-handed hitting Christian Helsel. Helsel flew out to center field last time at bat. Bower Sox with a bit of a smaller lead over there. The first pitch is, there was a attempted bunt there by Helsel. He pulled back, but it was a strike nonetheless. Count is 0-1.
Yeah, it looked like he was maybe going for like a bunt down the first baseline or maybe a push bunt towards second, but wasn't the kind of pitch he was looking for.
And second baseman Akeo Thomas shaded well over towards second base there in double play depth. The 0-1 pitch misses well outside. Swenson snags that one out of the air. Keeps it from getting past. It's 1-1 now. Runner at first is Bower Sox. Bower Sox on the season, 7 of 11 stolen base attempts, as we mentioned in the first inning. His second time on base today. The 1-1 pitch to Helsel is bounced towards first base. Bivens bobbles it, so he's going to have to take it himself to first base for the second out of the inning. 2 outs now, but Bower Sox moves up to second in scoring position in the top of the 3rd inning.
First baseman number 28, Willie Berger.
That'll bring up Willie Berger for Penn State. A powerful right-handed hitter. 20 RBIs on the season with a chance to add to that here as Bower Sox takes his lead off of second base. The first pitch from Jasky is swung at. Big swing there by Berger. The count is 0-1. Berger batting .407 with runners in scoring position so far this season, which perhaps explains the 20 RBIs. The 0-1 pitch from Jasky to Berger. That one misses low. It's 1-1.
Now, if you're Penn State, if you want to try win this game today against ranked Michigan team, you got to be able to capitalize on these situations. Runner on second, can miss these opportunities.
Jasky's 1-1 pitch misses high and away for ball 2.
You don't want to get behind in the count on Willie Berger, who is a very good hitter. You just want to be able to attack the zone, but not give him anything too good to hit, obviously.
7 extra base hits on the season for Berger so far. See a wasted 2-1 from Jasky. He'll swing and miss. Almost goes down to a knee on that one. The count is even now at 2-2.
Yeah, that was a low off-speed pitch. It would have been a ball, but Berger just couldn't help himself, and should have been a 3-1 count. Now 2-2.
So 2-2, 2 outs here, top of the 3rd inning. Jasky sets for this pitch to Berger. That one is bounced towards third base. That one is going to be just foul. Lugbauer ranged over to make the play, but it did not matter as it was on the foul side of third base. Count remains 2-2 here on Willie Berger.
Yeah, Jasky looked like he came back with another changeup. That's why Berger was so out in front of it. Maybe come back with another off speed this time. Maybe a little more outside to get him to chase it.
So another 2-2 pitch here from Jasky to Berger. This one is fouled off behind the plate and out of play. Count will remain 2-2. Berger back in the first inning, struck out against Jasky, putting up a fight so far today. Putting up a fight so far in this at-bat, fouling off a couple tough 2-strike pitches. And he'll get another 2-strike pitch here. And he grounds that one to the third base coach over there. Tries to make a play, but bounces out of his hands. Regardless, it's another foul ball, and the count will remain at 2-2. Jaski looking to retire Berger. The 2-2 pitch is taken for a strike. Strike 3 ends the inning here in the top of the third. That's Jaski's 4th strikeout of the day. And Penn State once again gets a runner on, but cannot get him around to score. And after 2.5, Michigan still leads 2-0.
Yeah, that was a good sequence there by Oliver Jaski. He'd been kind of alternating off speed, kind of inside, and then fastball outside. But that time he went fastball inside. I think that kind of threw off Berger, who wasn't fully expecting that. Caught him looking on what looked like a pretty good inside pitch that he could have, if he got around, I could have took a hack, but on it kind of caught off guard, and Jaski gets out again with 3rd straight inning where a runner was on base.
So Jaski able to prevent Penn State from scoring in the first 3 innings of this one. Meanwhile, Michigan has scored in each of their 2 chances at bat so far against the right-hander Sal Biazzi. To lead off for the Wolverines in this inning will be the top of the order. It will be Akeo Thomas, Johnny Slater, and Michael Berdar.
Yeah, 2 tough innings so far for Biazzi, but it does not get any easier, unfortunately, for him. Michigan's top of the lineup, as you said, coming up with Akeo Thomas, who pretty much great first at bat, and I think if you're Biazzi, at all costs, you cannot let him on base because he will cause you all sorts of trouble on the base path.
So it will be Akeo Thomas here to lead off against Biazzi momentarily. Of course, like you mentioned, Thomas led off with a single in the bottom of the first, stole a couple bases, came around to score on Michael Berdar's sacrifice fly.
Yeah, if you're Biazzi, your pitch count is currently started at 50 pitches. You really want to get out of there as quick as possible. 15 pitch inning, 1, 2, 3, so you get back in there.
Against the top of this Wolverines lineup, not exactly the easiest task as Thomas steps in there and takes the first pitch low and in for ball 1. 1-0 now on Thomas. And as we mentioned earlier, with the likes of Jonathan Engelman, Slater, more walks than strikeouts so far in the season, as he takes the 1-1 pitch for a strike. The 1-0 pitch for a strike. It's now 1-1. As he working quickly, the 1-1 pitch is bounced by Slater over the third baseman. Helsel's heading into left field, and Slater has his 2nd hit of the day as he makes a nice wide turnaround first base. He'll have himself a leadoff single. And the Wolverines in business here again in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
This is what makes Akeo Thomas so deadly. I mean, obviously he's so fast, and I think he's got a pretty good bunting game. So the third baseman's playing in, and he hits that chopper that goes right over the third baseman who's playing on the green part of the turf. That is what he brings to the game. It's so hard to try and defend him on that.
We'll see if Thomas is moving over that first base. Biazzi very aware of what Thomas did last time he was on base. Tries to pick off throw, but not in time. Johnny Slater at the plate now. He struck out his first at-bat. Biazzi with another pick-off throw over to first. Thomas dives back in safely again.
Yeah, for Biazzi, kind of got to get rid of that high leg kick. Maybe slide step or just got to really shorten that delivery.
The first pitch to Slater is skied high towards center field. The center fielder Bowersox ranging in a little bit to his right. He'll make the catch easily to retire Slater. 1 out now here in the bottom of the 1st inning, or bottom of the 3rd inning. So Thomas did not even get a chance to swipe 2nd on that at bat. That'll bring up the shortstop on the day, Michael Berdar. Of course, with that sacrifice fly back in the 1st inning to drive Thomas in. That was his 20th RBI on the season. Another pickoff throw from Biazzi over to first. Thomas dives back in safely again. Biazzi very aware of Thomas over there this time around. Berdar, the right-handed hitter, bends down, and he'll have to wait a little bit longer. There's another pickoff throw to first. Thomas dives back in again. Berdar still awaiting the first pitch from Biazzi. Thomas takes off from first on that pitch, and he is out at second base. As the throw was in time, Akeo Thomas taking off on the pitch. It was a strike, and he was gunned down by the catcher, Sloniger. Just a great throw there, right on the money. And Akeo Thomas, unlike in the first, is unable to swipe second here. There are now 2 outs in the inning.
Sloniger can pat himself on the back on that one. Akeo Thomas, that was just the second time he's been caught stealing in 19 attempts.
And Berdar skies this one high and deep towards center. The center fielder, Bowersox, ranges back just shy of the track and makes the catch to retire the side. And just like you said, Jeff, a relatively quick inning there for Biazzi as Wolverines go down. Only 3 batters came to the plate, and after 3, Michigan holds a 2-0 lead over Penn State.
Yeah, great. Yeah, exactly. I mean, as I said, Biazzi needed a quick inning, 1, 2, 3, and to do that against the hard 1, 2, 3 batters of Michigan is even more impressive. And really, I think something none of us have seen only once prior is Akeo Thomas getting thrown out, and I think that really contributed to Biazzi shortening his pitching motion from the stretch, and a perfect throw though by Sloniger. Great job all around by those 2. Michigan a bit of a missed opportunity on that one. Akeo Thomas on first again, but guys, that's all you're looking for if you're Penn State. And looking at this inning, Jaski living around the strike zone. Penn State has had a limited success making contact with the ball and getting runners on base. Now it's just a matter of them being able to drive those runners in and get those runners on base and turn those into runs. So far, Jaski able to kind of get out of a couple jams. Penn State has to be able to come through in the clutch and turn those base runners into runs if they want a chance to come back in this.
And for Penn State, trying to make some noise here against Jaskies, they'll send Conlon Hughes, Ryan Sloniger, and Braxton Giovadoni to the plate in this top of the 4th inning here. Hughes, his first at-bat was a strikeout against Jaski. As Jaski is ready and fires the first pitch. This one misses low and in, bounces in the dirt for ball number 1. 1-0 now the count on Hughes to lead off the top of the 4th. Jaski works a little bit slower than Biazzi, but he's ready, and that one is lined into left field for a base hit. A scorching liner there by Hughes, and he'll be on first to start off the inning for Penn State.
Great job by Conlon Hughes, being aggressive early in the count, looking for that fastball. He found it and smoked that into left field. A great job, and Penn State, again, has a runner on base to lead off the inning. Let's see if they can manufacture a run out of that. Maybe a sac bunt here or a hit and run or something to try and get something going.
That'll bring up left-handed hitting Ryan Sloniger, and he lines one foul into the parking lot. Another scorcher there, but out in front of that ball. Count is 0-1 now on Sloniger, who walked his last at-bat.
Yeah, Jaski got a little lucky. That was a meatball right in the middle, inside part of the play. That should have been a double in the right field, down the right field line.
0-1 now on Sloniger. That one taps off of him and behind the plate. Foul. It's 0-2 now. Sloniger led off the second inning. Was down 0-2 in that count. Came back and worked the walk against Jaski.
2 straight pitches where it looked good, where Sloniger had a chance to make solid contact on it, just couldn't square that bats with the ball and drive it for a base hit.
The 0-2 from Jaski to Sloniger bounces in the dirt, the breaking ball for ball 1.
And so far I've noticed Jasky, if some of his curveballs have gone into the dirt, I think his more effective off-speed pitch has been the changeup.
Jasky gets his sign here for the 1-2 pitch. He sets and throws over to first. Hughes is able to get back in time. 1-2, the count remains on Sloniger. Sloniger, left-handed hitter, awaits the 1-2 pitch. He swings and misses at a ball in the dirt. First strike, number 3. That's Jasky's 5th strikeout of the game. And there's now 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning.
Came back with another curveball, a little sequence of curveball, fastball, curveball, and that time he got Sloniger to chase after it. For a guy who's not really known as kind of a strikeout king, he's certainly is retiring a lot of these guys. 5 strikeouts, as you said.
That'll bring out the right-handed hitting Braxton Giovanni. As Jasky fires over to first again. Hughes dives back in safely. Hughes 6 for 9 on stolen bases so far this season. He is 2nd on the team in stolen bases. It's Jasky's first pitch. To Giovanni is swung at and missed for strike 1.
Kind of an ugly swing, not gonna lie. I don't know what that was. It was like an axe chopper. I don't know what that was. The curveball I think came in high and then dove on it. It's just not pretty.
The 0-1 to Giovanni is swung at and missed. Runner goes to throw down. He is out with plenty of time to spare. Harrison Wenson guns down Hughes at second base, and there are 2 outs now in the inning.
That was not close at all. I think Hughes has really got a poor jump or kind of overestimated his speed, and I think Akeo Thomas was, by the time he caught it, he probably had to wait half a second before Hughes could slide to be tagged out.
And it's 0-2 now, Giovanni, and he swings and misses at strike 3. And just like that, Penn State goes from a runner on first with 1 out to 3 outs in the inning, and the inning over. After 3.5, Oliver Jasky setting down Penn State, 6 strikeouts on the day, and the Wolverines lead 2-0.
Yeah, kind of a ugly couple ugly little couple of pitches right there for Penn State. Not a great at bat at all from Giovanni, and then Hughes really kind of a poor jump, really bad steal attempt, and Penn State kind of again just missing another opportunity. 4 innings, 4 times the runner got on base early in the inning and couldn't get past second base. And if you're now Michigan coming up, this is a 2-0 lead. I mean, I think in baseball, 2-0 leads are nothing to really kind of get comfortable about. Things can change around in a hurry. If you're Michigan, you've had success making contact with the ball, getting guys on base. That's a chance, I think, to kind of build on that. And you got the heart of the lineup coming up, and certainly have the people to manufacture some insurance runs and get Biazzi out of the game and force Penn State to go to its bullpen.
For Michigan this inning, it'll be the 4, 5, 6 hitters of Lugbauer, Lewis, and Bivens to start off here against Biazzi in his 4th inning of work. As you mentioned, Biazzi started last inning with 50 pitches and had a nice quick 5-pitch inning there. Was able to breeze through and really help alleviate some of his pitch count concerns, but regardless, still at those 55 pitches. Something to watch here is this middle part of the Wolverines' order last time around. Lugbauer had a nice 5-pitch at-bat. Miles Lewis also 5-pitch at-bat. Jake Bivens last time around had a 7-pitch at-bat. So Wolverines looking to do a little more damage here on Biazzi this time around. It'll be left-handed hitting Lugbauer to start off. He'll take the first pitch outside for ball 1. Lugbauer did strike out his first at-bat in the first inning. Lowered his batting average a bit to .263. The 1-0 pitch misses high and in for ball 2. 2-0 the count now on Lugbauer. Biazzi so far a little wild with his command, perhaps missing outside, trying to come inside, and also missing there. The 2-0 pitch is right down the middle, though, for a strike. It's 2-1.
Lugbauer, there's a four-hitter, probably had the green light to take a hack at that pitch. It was right down the middle. Could have driven it far, but chose not to.
2-1 pitch to Lugbauer. It's popped up high over our press box here and out of play. Count even now at 2-2. Lugbauer on the season. Wolverines leader in home runs with 6. Also leads the team in RBIs with 27 as he takes the 2-2 pitch for a ball. It's full now, 3-2.
If you're Lugbauer, Biazzi's going to come at you with a fastball, so sit fastball and try to find something good and take a hack at it.
3-2 from Lugbauer. Mitch is outside. It's ball 4. And Michigan has the leadoff hitter on again here for the 4th straight inning.
The Biazzi, after a 5-pitch 4th inning, starts off with a leadoff walk, and that's what Michigan, that's kind of what you want. Continue to put pressure on Biazzi, who has struggled for the most part of this game.
And now he'll have to face Miles Lewis, who worked a walk last time. He came up to bat in the 2nd. He then stole second and ended up coming around to score on a passed ball. First pitch to Lewis is taken on the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Lugbauer not really a threat to steal over there, 0-for-1 on the season.
I think that was Biazzi's, might have been his first pitch strike of the game, or at least, he hasn't thrown many, if any at all this game, so that's key.
As that one is in there for a strike. It's 0-2 now on Miles Lewis.
Back-to-back, 2 great pitches on the outside corner, placed perfectly, kind of just right on the outside edge. Stark contrast from earlier where he's been pretty wild for most of this game.
The 0-2 to Lewis misses outside for a ball. It's 1-2.
Now 3 straight fastballs on the outside. Wonder if he may try and come out with an off-speed pitch. He hasn't thrown too many of them, but 1-2 count might as well try. And
we'll see as he gets the sign and sets the 1-2 pitch. An off-speed pitch misses low and away for ball 2. 2-2 now the count on Miles Lewis. Lewis, the left-handed hitter, bats .302 on the season and .346 with runners on. He stands in there and awaits the 2-2 pitch from Biazzi and fouls that one off to the left side out of play. Count remains 2-2 there as Miles Lewis was just barely able to swipe at that one and stay alive. He'll stand in there and await another 2-2 pitch from Biazzi. That one is fouled off to the left side into the screen there behind home plate. And the count still remains 2-2.
Again, a second great at bat by Miles Lewis. His first at bat, same thing. It was a walk that was drawn by really just working the count, and the second quality at bat so far by Miles Lewis.
He'll stand in there and wait for the third 2-2 pitch here, as that one is lined towards left field. Left fielder Riato is back at the wall. It's off that giant brick wall out there, and that one's going to be a double for Lewis. Lugbauer had to stop at third on that one. Was not sure if Riato was going to have a play on that one. He ended up not having one, and that ball bounced off. A bit of a decline out there on the large brick wall out and left. Bounced to the center fielder Bowersox. Regardless, Michigan now in business. 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Yeah, that ball was absolutely crushed. That was a straight line drive that went to the 312 mark in left field. That did not get any air on it. That was Lewis squared that ball up perfectly, and
that brings up the left-handed hitting Jake Bivens, who takes the first pitch high and away for a ball.
And if you're Bivens, you recognize that the infield is playing in. You want to try and get some elevation on the ball, and there's a huge gap. You can see the outfield's playing really far back, so there was a ton of space kind of in the outfield to hit the ball to.
The 1-0 pitch to Bivens in there for a strike. It's 1-1. Bivens singled back in the second inning and ended up getting picked off by Biazzi. So far on the season, only 6 RBIs, but with a couple runners out there and a chance to add to that here in at the bottom of the fourth for Bivens. He stands in there, waits the 1-1 from Biazzi. That one hits him, and he's going to take his base. Base is now loaded for the Wolverines.
Well, Biazzi, not exactly the situation you want to, though. I guess that does not really matter too much. He did have an open base at first base, and it might actually be kind of advantageous because you now have a force play at every base now. So really kind of, I guess, in the end, a harmless hit by pitch.
That'll bring out, it looks like, the head coach Rob Cooper meeting with the rest of the infield, perhaps discussing a strategy here on what they want to do depending on where the ball is hit. Of course, base is loaded. I imagine the corners would be coming home with a throw. The real situation is up the middle, whether they want to play a double play depth or also bring the middle infielders in, try to prevent this lead from going from 2-0 to anything more than that.
Yeah, what looks like this might be some activity going on in the Penn State bullpen. Hopefully, if you're Penn State, do not want this to spiral out of control.
There's a bit of stretching going on there in the Penn State bullpen. Doesn't look like anybody's throwing yet, but definitely some movement down that right field line. Meanwhile, the Michigan bullpen empty and quiet.
And as you pointed out, they're going with the double play depth here. Not going to go with the force home. They're going to try and get double play and maybe give up 1 run if that's the situation.
So Nick Poirier steps in with the bases loaded and takes the first pitch outside for a ball. Penn State looking for something on the ground to one of those middle infielders to manufacture 2 outs here. They'll trade 2 outs for a run in this situation. Biazzi gets his sign, sets, and the pitch. That one misses low on the way for ball 2. 2-0 now on Poirier.
Well, Biazzi really has to work the strike zone because he doesn't have an open base anymore. So he really just needs, at this point, just throw it over the plate, let the guy hit it, and let your defense make a play for you.
2-0 pitch to Poirier is swung at and missed. Big hack there by Poirier, and count is now 2-1.
That was definitely a 2-0 type of a swing, but not the kind of pitch you're looking for. It was a little high, maybe a little to the outside. Maybe not the most ideal pitch for Poirier to swing at.
Poirier looking to add to his 6 RBIs on the season. The 2-1 pitch is taken for a strike on the inside corner. It's 2-2 now.
And if you're Nick Poirier, the last thing you want to do is strike out. So you want to be able to put that ball in play and try and at least get that runner at third home. Can't miss this bases loaded opportunity.
Poirier swings that bat on a few times and waits for Biazzi to fire. The 2-2 pitch. Rung up, strike 3 on the inside corner. Poirier does not like the call. He has some words there for home plate umpire Michael Conlon. But it's not going to matter in the end as there's now 1 out in the inning.
That's huge if you're Biazzi. That looked a little questionable. Umpire may have thought it grazed that inside corner of the plate. But that is huge. Now with 1 out, you can play. If you want to look for a double play ball, it gets you out of that inning. Michigan now cannot miss this type of opportunity with a bases loaded, no outs scenario.
It'll be Jonathan Engelman with the shot here with bases loaded. He takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Engelman flew out to center in his first at-bat of the day back in the second inning. Not the flightest of foot. It would be the ideal hitter for Penn State here if he was able to hit something on the ground.
Yeah, on the other hand, if you're Engelman, you want to pop fly or sack fly at the worst to try get that run on third home.
The 0-1 pitch misses low for a ball. It's 1-1 now in Engelman.
But Biazzi, with that in mind, is probably going to be working low in the strike zone, though. Not too much success going low in the strike zone, though.
1-1 count on Engelman. He takes his time getting into the box. Biazzi on the mound, staring in there for the sign. He gets his sign and comes set. And the 1-1 pitch. That one hits the outside corner for strike 2. It's 1-2 now on Engelman. It looked like Engelman not a fan of that call, as the Wolverines perhaps a little upset here with the home plate umpire Michael Conlon so far in the inning. 1-2 is the count regardless of what the Wolverines think, though. And Engelman steps in and is ready for this pitch from Biazzi. That one is up the middle for a base hit. 1 run is going to score. Lewis is around third. The throw home will not be made. 2 runs are going to score on the play. That's a 2 RBI single for Engelman. Wolverines now lead 4-0.
That is a clutch at bat by Engelman. 1-2 count, kind of at a count where you kind of just got to choke up and really just work on focus of putting the ball in play any way possible. Comes with a beautiful RBI single up the middle. On the other hand, if you're Biazzi, you're kind of kicking yourself. You had the advantage, count 2 strikes on him, and give up that type of RBI single.
So now 1 out here, runners on first and second for the catcher Harrison Wenson. Wenson here waits the first pitch from Biazzi. That one misses outside for a ball, 1-0. Wenson did strike out back in the second inning. But of course, there is a lot of power in that bat. 10 extra base hits on the year. If he fights a gap here, or could score a couple runs with Engelman over at first and Bivens at second. Pick-off throw to Bivens at second. The throw is in time, but not on target there, as Bivens was able to do almost a swim move to get back in and avoid being picked off for the second time today.
He should have been tagged out, but I think Hughes, I don't know, just when he went to go apply the tag, Bivens wasn't there. I think because he came in around the base. He should have been tagged. I mean, Bivens was smoked if he had come in just normal way, but kind of went outside and managed to avoid that.
1-0 from Biazzi to Wenson. Misses outside for a ball, 2-0. So perhaps Biazzi still thinking about that pickoff attempt there.
And if you're head coach Eric Backett, you're kind of shaking your head because Bivens already kind of got caught sleeping once on the base pass, and to have that happen a second time, especially at second base, is really inexcusable.
Yeah, Bivens didn't necessarily have a large lead out there. He just, like you said, got caught sleeping a little flat-footed. After a quick meeting from Sloniger at the mound, the 2-0 pitch is not going to be made as Biazzi turns towards second and chases Bivens back, this time without a throw. 2-0 the count now on Wenson. Both runners going on the 2-0 pitch. The throw goes down to second. That one is not going to be in time as both runners move up a base. Second and third now here.
Perfectly executed double steal. I could kind of understand maybe why Bivens was dancing around. They're getting such a huge lead that I thought was a little reckless, but I think he was just trying to time it and set up for the double steal.
The pitch there was a strike, so it's 2-1 now on Wenson with a couple runners in scoring position. Penn State brings the infield in, looking to cut down the runner at home should a ball be hit on the infield. The 2-1 to Wenson is hit high and deep towards right center field. The right fielder, Giovanni, is going to move over, make the grab. There will be no throw home, though, as Bivens comes to score easily. And Harrison Wenson has picked up a sacrifice fly and an RBI here. Wolverines now leading 5-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Once again, great base running leads to another run for Michigan. That double steal sets up that ability for Wenson to hit that sac fly for Bivens to come home. I thought, though, that Giovanni did not kind of track that fly ball down well. He kind of got caught it kind of on his back foot. If he had positioned himself to where he could get a bit of a running head start, maybe he would have had a chance to make a throw at the plate, because generally your right fielder is the guy with the strongest arm. Maybe you could have had a chance to get it, but because he kind of caught that back foot on his back foot, no chance to have a play at the plate.
He did prevent Engelman from moving to third, though, so Engelman's still at second here with Akeo Thomas at the plate. He takes the first pitch for a strike. Thomas so far 2 for 2 on the day, a couple of singles to his name. He's also got 2 stolen bases and was caught just last inning stealing at second base. The 0-1 pitch to Thomas. And that one's in the dirt for a ball. The runner takes off for third. He's going to be in there as Engelman takes third on the pitch that bounced away from the catcher, Sloniger. Sloniger made a throw down there. It was high and a little bit late. And now the Wolverines have a runner at third here with 2 outs in the inning.
Sloniger is he's really having to work hard back there. I mean, another ball in the dirt, and then Wolverines have not made it easy for him, being really aggressive on the base path.
1-1 now on Akeo Thomas as Biazzi fires. That one misses high and inside on Thomas as he spins away from that one. 2-1 the count now. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Wolverines scored 3 times in the inning to push their lead to 5-0. The 2-1 pitch is hit high towards the right side. First baseman Berger ranging over, and he is able to make the catch in foul territory. 2 at the inning, but the Wolverines score 3 that inning on a 2 RBI double from Engelman and a sacrifice fly by Harrison Wenson. After 4 innings, the Wolverines lead Penn State 5-0.
Yeah, great inning for Michigan. I mean, getting that bases loaded, no out scenario, and they managed to bring all 3 of those runners home. Huge inning for Michigan, really blowing this game open. I think you got to be really pleased with how it worked out. I mean, you have Miles Lewis with that huge double off the left field wall, and then Jake Bivens with that really clutch RBI single. Wait, sorry, that was Engelman, sorry, that had the RBI single that brought in 2, and then the double steal that was perfectly executed. A great call by Coach Bakich, bringing that runner into score into third base, and Lyle Wenson hit a sac fly to bring him in. Ending a perfect execution for Michigan on all fronts, and Penn State and for Sal Biazzi, I think, who had been most part kind of doing his best to prevent the floodgates from opening. I think just finally Michigan got to him. 5-0 now, and I think for Jaski, that should be a good enough lead to where he can work comfortably from that for these next few innings.
So far, Jaski looking very comfortable out there on the mound through 4 innings. Has a couple hits and a couple walks, but has struck out 6 and is not allowed the runner to go farther than second base. Leading off against Jaski will be Nick Riato, left fielder. Riato was retired on a line out to center field last at bat. He'll stand in there and take strike 1. Top of the 5th here at Ray Fisher Stadium. The sky is starting to brighten up a little bit here as the darker clouds move out of the area. As the 0-1 pitch, a beautiful breaking ball in there for a strike, 0-2.
Yeah, that was that was a great pitch. I mean, starting from the inside, and Ryota looked like he was kind of wanted to dodge it, but it just curved right back in the middle of the plate.
The 0-2 pitch is a breaking ball that misses in the dirt. It's 1-2 now on Riato. Appears Jaski gets the sign there, gives his sigh on the mound and fires. The 1-2 pitch, bounce towards first base. Bivens makes the play, shovels over to Jaski covering first, but that one gets past him. And that's going to put another leadoff runner on for Penn State for the 4th time in 5 innings here. I'd imagine that will be charged as an error. So Nick Riata will not get credit for that hit. It is indeed an error on the first baseman, Bivens. Regardless, there is now a runner on first base here for Penn State with nobody out in the inning.
Yeah, kind of a bad flip, and I think Jaski was a little slow to get over. This is kind of really should have just been something these guys work on in practice all the time, pitcher player practice. But that one's just a little bit of a mix up.
That'll bring up Alex Malinsky, the designated hitter on the day here. He takes the first pitch outside for a ball, 1-0.
And working with a 5-run lead, giving up the leadoff hitter. Not really that important now, but certainly you don't want this to spiral out of control.
Malinsky, the right-handed batter, awaits the 1-0 pitch. He takes in there for a strike, 1-1. Last at bat, Malinsky with a shallow fly ball out to the right fielder Engelman to end the second inning. 1-1 now here, and the pitch swung at and missed in the dirt. Ball or strike 2. 1-2 the count now.
Yeah, that was not the pitch you're looking for if you're Malinsky. I mean, he was probably thinking off speed all the way and just couldn't hold it back.
The 1-2 pitch swung at and missed for strike 3. Jaski's 7th strikeout of the day. And there is now 1 out here in the top of the 5th.
Same kind of ugly pitch that Malinsky went for, but this time it was more inside. Just not the greatest a bat there for Malinsky. Not a great approach at the plate. He's probably thinking off speed, but not great pitches to swing at.
So with Malinsky retired, that brings up the shortstop Logan Goodnight. Jaski fires his first pitch. This one is lined into left field. That one is going to hook foul and out of play. That one had a potential for some damage there, but ended up falling harmlessly into the Wolverines bullpen. 0-1 the count now on Goodnight.
Yeah, that ball was smoked. That was only the second time I've seen a Penn State hitter really connect with the ball, but kind of like the first time, it also went foul.
So Goodnight steps in. He struck out his first at-bat against Jaski today. Awaits the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss at a ball in the dirt. 0-2.
After just missing on, well, I think Jaski had gifted him a fastball to the middle, kind of like Malinsky going after a curveball in the dirt. Just got to have better pitch recognition if you are the Penn State batters.
The count now 0-2 on Goodnight after that pitch. It's Jaski in control here. He fires and swing and a miss from Goodnight. That's strike number 3. Jaski's 8th strikeout of the day, 2nd strikeout of the inning. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th.
And Jaski really kind of showing all 3 of his pitches that starting with the fastball, then going the curveball, then finishing him off with a great changeup. Jaski's really just finding his groove today.
That brings up the leadoff hitter Jordan Bowersox, one of the few players to have some success against Jaski today. Has a single and a walk on the day. As he hits that one high and deep towards left field. Lewis and Slater both give chase. They're at the wall, and that ball is gone! Home run for Jordan Bowersox, and Penn State cuts the lead down. It is now 5-2 Wolverines.
That ball was crushed. I mean, I don't think there was really much doubt when he hit that. I mean, that was Jaski gifting him a fastball right over the middle, and finally Penn State makes him pay for that. And Bowersox gets Penn State back into it with a 2-run shot, and that was a beautifully hit ball. I mean, you just tell by the sound of that bat that it was going far.
That was Bowersox's 2nd home run of the season here as Christian Helsel steps in and takes the first pitch low in the dirt for a ball. 1-0 is the count now.
And Jaski, who had been pretty much been cruising up to that point, finally making a mistake. And Penn State, who for a moment was looking like they were pretty much done for, now back into it.
The 1-0 pitch is bounced foul to the left side. 1-1. Yeah, Bowersox really getting into that pitch, and as you mentioned, Jaski likes to start off with that first pitch fastball, and Penn State obviously aware of that. By this point in the game, Bowersox hopped on that first pitch and crushed it out towards Alumni Field, where the softball teams look to be warming up out over there. That game also we'll have for you on WCBN Sports. The 1-1 pitch misses low and in for ball 2, 2-1. Jaski's 2-1 pitch to Helsel is bounced foul towards third base. Just a bit foul on that one. Lugbauer once again ranged over to his right to make the play, but once again did not matter as the count is even now at 2-2. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Penn State with a couple runs on that Jordan Bauer Sox homer cuts the Michigan lead down to 5-2. Jaski with a deep breath and the pitch. This one misses low and in for a ball. 3-2 the count now on Helsel. Helsel so far 0 for 2 on the day. Runs this count full here with 2 outs in the inning. Jaski from the windup. Fires and swing and a miss by Helsel. That's Jaski's 3rd strikeout of the inning. That puts him in his 9th of the day. But it's not before Penn State gets a couple runs back on the Jordan Bauer Sox 2-run homer. After 4.5 here at Ray Fisher Stadium, Michigan leads Penn State 5-2.
Yeah, halfway through this game, I think Michigan really has been in control of this game, but one mistake can really kind of get a team back into this game, and that's kind of what happened with Oliver Jaski giving up that home run to Jordan Bauer Sox. I mean, when he saw that pitch, he put everything behind that and crushed it. And that's exactly what Penn State needed to kind of get back into this game and maybe shift some momentum onto their side. So now, important for Penn State in this bottom half of the 5th inning is, if you're Sal Biazzi, you want to try and have a quick 1-2-3 inning, get you guys back in there whose bats finally seem to be getting going. Let Michigan kind of have another inning where they get a couple runners on base, maybe get another run or 2 across. That kind of defeats the purpose of that home run, which kind of brought them back into the game. But if you're Michigan, want to get that back, want to continue trying building on this lead, put this game away, don't make it close in the end.
And it looks like we have a new pitcher here for the Penn State Nittany Lions. It's going to be number 5, right-hander Jake Pilovich. So Biasi's line on the day for you. 4 innings pitched, 5 hits given up, 5 runs all earned. He walked 3 and struck out 4. So that'll bring in Pilovich here. He'll face Johnny Slater, Michael Berdar, and Drew Lugbauer to start off the inning.
Yeah, Pilovich's an ERA just under 7. Teams batting .356 against them. If you're Michigan hitters, I think you want to be able to attack early in the count and don't be afraid to swing early in the count.
So Johnny Slater will get the first hacks here at Pilovich. Pilovich, a much longer lineup, and Slater wraps that one to second base over there. That one is fielded by Hughes with a nice sliding stop. Fires over to first to Berger for the out. Nice play there by the second baseman Hughes, and there's 1 out in the inning nice and quickly here for Penn State.
Yeah, 1 pitch, 1 out. Great play by Conlon Hughes, making a nice play for your pitcher against and getting that throw there in time. Slater, a good runner, so it was a nice play overall by Conlon Hughes.
So after a nice play by Hughes, it'll be Michael Berdar stepping up to the plate for the Wolverines. I'd imagine he'd see more than 1 pitch here against Pilovich. First pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1. Berdar so far on the day 0 for 1 with that sac fly back in the first inning. He awaits the 0-1 pitch and swings and misses at that one, 0-2.
He was way out in front of that one, coming with the changeup. That was pretty well thrown and definitely pulled a string on that because that got Berdar really fooled on that.
That 0-2 pitch misses outside, 1-2 now on Berdar. 1 out here, bottom of the 5th inning. Wolverines leading 5-2. The 1-2 pitch misses in the dirt, low. It's 2-2. And I keep saying in the dirt here, but here at Ray Fisher Stadium, all turf, the entire field aside from the warning track and the pitcher's mound. So more like in the rubber here.
Yeah, pretty.
Going low. The 2-2 from Pilowich is lined down the right field line, fair for a base hit. Berdar is on his way to second. He is rounding second. He's going to try for third, and he is going to get into third standing. So that's a triple for Berdar here with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Wolverines looking to get some of those runs back.
And that was a great hit by Berdar, and Willie Berger at first base almost, I think he got a glove on it. If he had maybe jumped just an inch higher, he could have caught that, but does not go, and Berdar with a triple. That was a, left that on the outside corner, and Berdar connected with that pretty well.
So that'll bring up the left-handed hitting Drew Lugbauer here with a runner on third and only 1 out in the inning. The first pitch to him misses high for a ball, 1-0.
I think you're looking for a sac fly in this scenario. Infield playing in, outfield playing pretty far back.
Lugbauer definitely can't put the ball in the air here. He's got 6 home runs on the season. As the 1-0 pitch misses high and away for ball 2. 2-0 now here. Hitters count for Lugbauer. Lugbauer 0 for 1 on the day with a walk to his name. The pitch catches the outside corner for a strike. 2-1. So 2-1 now here on Lugbauer from Pilowich. Of course, Lugbauer getting his first look at Pilowich so far today. The pitch is taken low and in for a ball. 3-1. Nice stop there by the catcher Sloniger to prevent another run from scoring on a pass ball or a wild pitch. The 3-1 pitch is lined into right field for a base hit. That's going to drive in a run here as Berdar comes in to score from third, and Lugbauer with his first hit of the day, his first RBI on the day, makes this one 6-2.
Yeah, 3-1 count, hitters count, and Pilowich kind of just left that over the plate. Didn't really put a lot of velocity behind that either, it looked like, and allowed Lugbauer to just smoke that into right field. Great clutch hitting again for the Wolverines.
That'll bring up Miles Lewis, who doubled off that high brick wall in left field his last time at bat. Also with a walk on the day. He grounds this one over to second. That's Hughes. Shovels to the shortstop. Good night. He throws to first. The relay is not in time, though, as Lewis, with some speed, beats out that one.
Yeah, it looked like there was a...
Oh, it does not actually. It looks like the third base umpire over there near second base, Andre Lenoy, is saying the runner Lugbauer interfered with the shortstop Good night on the relay throw. That's going to result in a double play here, and that's going to end the inning here for Penn State. So just like that, Wolverines go from a runner on first and 1 out to 3 outs, ending the inning. Wolverines are able to scratch across one more run, though, and extend their lead to 6-2 after 5.
Yeah, they're giving up a 2-run home run in the previous inning. Michigan goes back, gets back one, kind of reestablishes momentum on their side off a Michael Berdar triple into down the right field line. That was actually his first triple of the year. And that sets up Michigan for another run. Again, clutch hitting has been huge for Michigan today. All of their runs coming off of base hits with runners in scoring position, sac flies. I mean, Michigan hitters have gotten the job done. In getting all 6 runs for them. Now, key is for Jaski is to get out of this inning. Do not let Penn State hang around. And obviously, he's let a guy get on base every inning so far. Maybe just once. He could go for maybe a 1-2-3 inning. I mean, he certainly had his way for the most part with the Penn State batters. 9 strikeouts. Not too much damage outside of the home run.
Yeah, so far Penn State only able to scratch off, aside from that home run, a couple singles, a couple walks, and reached on an error. And I believe because of that error last inning, both of those runs were unearned. And yeah, indeed, both of those runs were unearned last inning on Oliver Jaski. He'll face Willie Berger here to lead off the top of the 6th inning. The first pitch bounces in there for a ball, 1-0. So 1-0 the count now on Berger. Jaski takes that deep breath on the mound and fires. That one is low for ball 2. 2-0 the count now on Berger. So far on the day, Berger has gone down both swinging and looking against Jaski. But ahead in the count here, 2-0. Jaski's pitch is lined towards center field and in there for a base hit over a leaping Thomas. So Penn State with another leadoff runner on. That'll be the 5th time in 6 innings. And that'll bring up the 4-hitter Conlon Hughes.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just on repeat at this point. Leadoff batter gets on for Penn State.
If there's been one real thing to hold against Jaski so far today, it is those leadoff runners getting on. But he's able to work around it extremely nicely as that first pitch to Hughes is in there for a strike.
Yeah, he certainly worked really well out of the stretch. Generally, when you have to work out of the stretch, it's generally less effective, but it seems to be the opposite for him.
So the 0-1 pitch here to Hughes is bounced in there for a ball, 1-1. Temperature appears to have dropped a little bit here at Ray Fisher Stadium as the sun no longer really shining at all through the clouds. It's a dark day here in Ann Arbor, but Wolverines leading 6-2 regardless. The 1-1 pitch from Jaski is bounced towards third base. Lugbauer over to his right, but that one's foul. Count is 1-2 now. So Conlon Hughes jogs back to the plate to resume his at-bat here. 1-2 the count. Willie Berger with that leadoff single stands over there at first base. Not really a stolen base threat, only 1 for 2 on the season, and it's a 1-2 count regardless. The Jaski's pitch misses off the inside corner by a little bit there. It's 2-2.
Yeah, some of the crowd wanted a strikeout call, but umpire not giving it to him, though.
The 2-2 pitch from Jaski misses high for a ball. Count is run full, 3-2.
At this point, you just want to attack. Don't want to let your 3-4 batters to get on base to start the inning.
The payoff pitch from Jaski is swung at and missed by Hughes for a strike. That's strike number 3, and that is strikeout number 10 on the day for Oliver Jaski as he's into double digits here. 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. That brings up the 5-hitter Ryan Sloniger.
Jaski came in with just a fastball on the inside corner, and he was unable to do anything with it.
Sloniger so far on the day 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. As he swings and misses at that first pitch from Jaski, it's 0-1.
That was a first pitch curveball. It looked like he hasn't really gone too much first pitch off speed. He's pretty much predominantly fastball early in the count. Little change up that time.
Jaski ahead in the count here, 0-1. Sets and fires. That one gets the outside corner. It's 0-2 now. Berger over at first base after a leadoff single. There's 1 out now. Top of the 6th, Wolverines leading 6-2. Jaski's 0-2 pitch. It misses outside for a ball. It's 1-2. Sloniger so far today has gotten down in the count a couple times. Was able to work a walk it back in the 2nd, but went down swinging in the 4th. Jaski's 1-2 to Sloniger. Is taken low and away for a ball, 2-2.
Back-to-back curveball is just unable to get him to fall. Let's see. Maybe he comes with a fastball this time around. Or he could go for a third straight off speed.
Sloniger, very disciplined up there, not chasing those off-speed pitches just off the corner like you mentioned. 2-2 pitch to him is taken just off the outside corner, maybe a little low there. Full count now on Sloniger.
Yeah, that looked good, but as you said, probably thought it was a little low.
So 3-2 count now here on Sloniger. The pitch from Jaski is wrapped foul behind home plate. Count remains 3-2 here. As Jaski's pitch count possibly getting up there a little higher, there's still no activity in the Wolverine bullpen. But given how many pitches he's thrown, I'd be surprised to see him come out for the 7th should he make it through this inning. At full count pitches fouled straight back to the screen as Sloniger was right on that one. Count remains full against the catcher Sloniger. Jaski out of the stretch, sets, and fires another 3-2 pitch. That one's taken for strike 3. Sloniger goes down looking, and that's 11 strikeouts on the day now for Jaski as he continues to just mow these Penn State hitters down.
Yeah, this has really been a career day for Jaski. 11 strikeouts. And that one, Sloniger just knew kind of off the bat that as soon as that ball hit the catcher's glove that he was out.
So that'll bring up Braxton Giovadoni. He takes the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch to Giovadoni is hit in the air towards center field. That's the center fielder, Slater coming on. He dives, cannot make the grab as that one bounces away. That's going to go down as a single, I'd imagine. I don't see any reason charge an error on that one as Giovadoni didn't get all that one as that one landed in front of the center fielder Slater.
They found the weakness in there, kind of hit that shallow fly ball. Nothing really Slater could do. Is playing pretty far back, and then nothing really much you could do about that, but a nice little poke for a single by Giovadoni.
That'll bring up Riato. Riato so far on the day 0 for 2. Did reach on an error last inning and scored on that 2-run homer from Bowersox. The first pitch to him is fouled off to the left side, not a play.
And Penn State with runners at first and second, threatening again. This would be, if they can try and get these 2 runners across, that'd be a great opportunity for Penn State to get back into this, slowly crawl back in and maybe have a chance to get a little rally going.
The 0-1 pitch to Riato misses high and away. That's ball 1. 1-0 on the count now, and it looks like there is now some activity in the Wolverine bullpen.
Yeah, Jaski probably at the end of this inning is going to be well over 100 pitches. He's currently high 90s, 98 pitches.
And the 1-run to Riato. That one misses in the dirt and gets past Wenson. Both runners are going to advance here for Penn State. Runners at second and third now here with 2 outs in the inning. And the count is 2-1 now on Riato.
Yeah, runners in scoring position now. This is a great chance for Riato to drive these runners in, cut this lead in half. Or cut this lead down to 2.
Riato on the season batting 200 with runners in scoring position. If you can get a base hit here, I'd imagine that cuts the Wolverine lead in half. The 2-1 pitch, Jaski's 100th pitch of the game is in there for a strike. 2-2 the count now. As the crowd starting to get into it here.
Yeah, Jaski, I think at this point this is going to be his last batter. Just one more strike to try and get out of this inning.
The 2-2 pitch is fouled off to the left side. It's going to bounce off of Yosh Iserino over there. Count remains 2-2 as you hear the sound effects here at the stadium.
Yeah, looked at that foul ball, might have set off a car alarm.
Another 2-2 pitch from Jaski to Riato. Swung at and bounced foul to the right side. Just foul over that first. Bivens was able to range over and make the play. Did not matter, though.
Riato certainly hanging in there, battling, trying to get Penn State a couple more runs. Jaski, on the other hand, trying to get out of this inning. It's got to be over 100 pitches. Got to be getting a little tired.
Berger over at third base dancing, trying to distract Jaski here as he sets for another 2-2 pitch. That one's hit in the air towards left field. A little blooper here. The left fielder, Lewis, on the way. Shortstop, Berdar out. He's not able to make the play. 2 runs are going to score. That's going to be a 2 RBI single for Riato. And Penn State cuts the lead in half. It's now 6-4 in favor of the Wolverines.
Yeah, that was not a very well hit ball, but he hit it where it needed to be hit. I mean, nothing much Lewis could do to try and track that down. That was well placed. Penn State again cashes in. 2 more runs come across, and despite Michigan really kind of dominating this game, Penn State just hanging in there.
And like you said, after Jaski trying to really working out of trouble through the first 4 innings, starting to pay for a couple mistakes here in the last couple innings. Twice in the last 2 innings, Penn State's able to push across a couple runs with 2 outs. The first pitch to Malinsky is fouled straight back to the screen. It's 0-1.
It looks like Baggage is going to let Jaski finish out this inning, but at the same time, probably signaling to my relievers in the bullpen to really heat up now in case this gets any worse.
And there is double barrel action down there in the Wolverine bullpen. It's a pick-off throw over towards first base. Riato is able to dive back in safely. 2 outs here, top of the 6th inning. Penn State scored a couple runs in the inning to cut the Wolverine lead down 6-4. Swing and a miss on that 0-1 pitch by Malinsky. 0-2 now. Malinsky did come to the plate last inning against Jaski and went down swinging. Jaski looking to repeat that here with the count 0-2. His 106th pitch of the day misses outside for a ball. 1-2. That single by Nick Riato that drove in 2 was his 8th and 9th RBIs on the season. As Jaski throws over to first, trying to pick off Riato, but Riato dives back in again. The count still 1-2 on the batter, Alex Malinsky. The pitch from Jaski swung at and missed for strike 3. That's Jaski's 12th strikeout of the day, and it gets him out of the inning after he did strike out the side. Unfortunately, it was not in order for him, as Penn State was able to push across 2 runs for the 2nd inning in a row. The Wolverines now only lead this game by a score of 6-4 after 5.5.
Yeah, that's all you can ask for if you're Penn State. Just continue trying to hang around, put pressure on on Michigan by again getting 2 more runs, chipping away at that lead, and really kind of capitalizing on Jaski, who I think at that point was getting pretty tired. Maybe his best stuff wasn't there anymore, though. He did have 3. He did strike out the side, but Penn State definitely had a lot more success these last couple innings, connecting with the ball. Finally, 2nd, 3rd time around the order, kind of knowing at that point what Jaski was throwing and kind of his tendencies, were able to pick up on it and connect with some pitches and drive them out for base hits, and ultimately finally translating into runs.
Michigan will look to answer those 2 Penn State runs here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. They'll send up Jake Bivens, Nick Poirier, and Jonathan Engelman, who did get a little something going in the 4th inning. We'll look to do the same thing here at the bottom of the 6th. This time against relief pitcher Jake Pilowich, who is still on the mound from last inning after he did not have to work a whole lot. Only 11 pitches last inning, even while giving up the triple and the RBI single. So Jake Bivens steps in and takes the first pitch high and away for a ball. 1-0's the count now. Pilowich, bit of a 3/4 slot delivery here. Drops that arm down a little bit. And Bivens taps that one foul to the right side. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, well, I can see from Pilowich, he's not really a hard thrower. I think he's more of a pitch for contact type of pitcher.
Yeah, as ready, the 1 earned run to his name on the day as he misses here with the 1-1 pitch outside. 2-1 the count now on Bivens. Bivens so far today 1 for 1 with the hit by pitch. He did come around to score after he got hit by the pitch a couple innings ago, as the 2-2 pitch is fouled right off of Bivens' foot to even the count at 2-2. So Bivens here with the 2-2 count to lead off the inning here in the bottom of the 6th inning. He awaits and fouls another one just down the right field line. Count remains 2-2 here.
Yeah, because Pilowitz is not a hard thrower, I'm noticing Michigan batters have been kind of out in front of it. Bivens, a couple foul balls already, both times in front of it. Gotta wait back on it, let the pitch come to you.
Another 2-2 is poked towards the shortstop. That's good night on the play. Makes the grab, and there's 1 out in the inning.
It's a good hit, well hit ball, but great reaction though by Goodnight, and it's kind of what you want to ask for. If you're a contact pitcher, make the batters put the ball in play and let your defense work for you.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to throw hard or throw for strikeouts. If you got the Adam ball working, you get it to hit it right at him. As Poirier lines one down the left field line and into the Wolverine bullpen. The count is 0-1 now. Nick Poirier 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. Also has a walk on the day. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th as Poirier takes the 0-1 pitch low and away for a ball. 1-1. Poirier, today's designated hitter for the Wolverines. The 1-1 pitch misses outside again. 2-1. Poirier, that left-handed batter, tests both sides of the plate and gets ready rather quickly as he fouls that one off to the left side over the Wolverines bullpen this time. That count is even at 2-2.
Yeah, you're right. He doesn't wait around a lot. He gets the ball and goes right back at it. Can be effective at throwing batters' timing off.
Yeah, you mentioned Pilowich, not exactly a hard thrower, but working quickly perhaps does throw that batter's timing off as Poirier is out in front of this one and taps it towards the Penn State dugout foul. Count remains 2-2. Wolverines leading 6-4 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. As Pilowich fires the 2-2 pitch, that one misses inside by a bit there. It's 3-2 now.
That pitch looked good. Maybe just missed, maybe just a little bit inside. But if you're Poirier, don't let that one go. Don't lead that to the umpire's decision.
Full count now on Poirier as he swings and misses at that one for strike 3. So Pilowich records his first strikeout of the day. And there are now 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That'll bring up Jonathan Engelman. Engelman so far on the day, 1 for 2. He had that big 2 RBI single that so far would go down as the winning run should the score hold up the way it is. But the way this game has gone, I have a feeling that score is not going to hold up at 6-4. So Engelman stands in there and waits the first pitch. He lines this one to the left side. That one's foul into the Wolverine bullpen again. 0-1.
And noticing Michigan batters have been aggressive early in the count against Pilowitz. Obviously, I think he's pitching for contact and for the most part attacking the strike zone.
And it looks like Jonathan Engelman actually broke the metal bat he was using with that one. A little out in front of that one, perhaps got it off the end of the bat or something, but he has to go to the dugout and get a new one as he laughs that one off with home plate umpire Michael Conlon a little bit there.
Yeah, rarely have I ever seen a broken metal bat. Like,
didn't quite shatter like you would see a wood bat, but it looked like maybe a piece off the end popped out. And need a new stick to hit with there. 0-1 the count on Engelman. The pitch swung at and missed. Big swing there. 0-2 the count now. Pilowicz looking to get out of this inning 1-2-3. That would be the first conventional 1-2-3 inning on the day for both teams, really. There's been a couple runners on that have been thrown out on stolen bases or fielder's choice, but no 1-2-3 inning here. As that one is lined towards left field. That one is going to get off the wall. Engelman on his way to second. He is going to slide and out at second base. Off a throw from the left fielder, Riato. Engelman does not agree with the call out there at second. But the umpire, Rick Allen, is right on that call. And the inning is over there. So that'll go down as a single and thrown out at second, trying to advance. As Pilowicz gets out of the inning, and after 6, Penn State keeps chipping away at that Wolverine lead. It's only 6-4 now.
that was a well-hit ball. That ball was crushed. Again, a line drive, not really a fly ball that goes off it, but he hit that so well. I mean, it was such a hard line drive that by the time, I don't even think Engelman had reached first by the time the ball hit the wall and was bouncing around. And in that situation, the wall plays to the advantage of the left fielder, who made a good throw, and that was that.
Yeah, Riato immediately off the bat never really went back to try to get to that big brick wall out and left. He more stood in his spot, turned around, tried to position himself for the carom, and did so. Did a great job on that, and fired it into the second baseman there. That was Hughes, I believe, who was able to slap the tag on Engelman and end the inning. And we'll have a new pitcher for your Wolverines here. Looks like it's going to be number 29, Mac Loser, the right-handed pitching senior. Loser on the year, only his 6th appearance. He's only pitched 2 2/3 innings. Has not allowed a run and has struck out 3 on the year. He'll be facing the likes of Logan Goodnight, and on the top of the order, Jordan Bowersox and Christian Helzel for Penn State here in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, I wonder if now Michigan going with a right-handed relief pitcher. Penn State, who for the entire game had faced Jaski, a left-handed pitcher. See if they maybe the switch facing a pitcher with a different arm angle, the ball coming in a different way, could see if that might have any effect on Penn State hitters. Likely not, but something to keep an eye on.
Penn State with a very righty-heavy lineup today. Only 2 lefties in the lineup. That's the catcher Sloninger, as well as the left fielder who just made that play, Nick Riato. Everyone else in the lineup a right-handed hitter, including the shortstop coming up to the plate now, Logan Goodnight. Goodnight so far on the day struck out twice against Jaski, hoping to fare a little bit better here against Loser. Loser works a little bit quicker than Jaski and works solely out of the stretch. It's the first pitch in there, misses high for a ball, 1-0. So 1-0 pitch from Loser to Goodnight is in there for a strike, evens count up at 1-1. Again, nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning. Wolverines clinging to a 6-4 lead. The 1-1 pitch from Loser misses high for a ball. It's 2-1.
A little high on his first 3 pitches. Want to be able to work low.
And we saw that a little bit earlier on out of the starting pitcher for Penn State, Biazzi. He struggled to get the ball down early on as the 2-1 pitch from Loser is down and swung at by Goodnight for a strike, 2-2. Penn State has had the leadoff hitter on in 5 of the 6 innings so far. The 2-2 pitch swung at and missed for strike 3 as Loser comes in and sets down Goodnight on 5 pitches, and there's now 1 out here in the top of the 7th. So after a little bit of struggling early on in that at-bat, Loser able to recover there and, like you said, get that ball down, resulted in a strikeout here.
Now this is the ultimate test for Loser. He got the top of the lineup. Penn State's best hitter, Jordan Bowersox, who has caused a lot of damage for Penn State.
As Bowersox lines that one towards right field, that's going to be the right fielder Engelman, who goes down to a knee there, kind of awkwardly makes the grab, but another hard hit ball there by Bowersox, and perhaps crossed Engelman up a little bit, but regardless, that will go down as a line out to right field. 2 outs now in the inning.
Yeah, fortunate for Bowersox. That was another very well hit ball, but unfortunately right to Engelman. I mean, 5 feet to the left, 5 feet to the right. That's a double in the gap.
First pitch to the right-handed hitting Christian Helzo misses high and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Like we said, Loser likes to work fast, gets the sign set and the pitch. That one is bounced towards short. It's going to be the shortstop, Berdard, charging to make the play on the run. The throw in time to Bivens at first for out number 3. So 1-2-3 inning here from Loser. He comes in out of the bullpen, does a very nice job as we'll head to the 7th inning stretch here at Ray Fisher Stadium with the Wolverines leading 6-4.
Yeah, that exactly. Loser did the job he was asked to do. I mean, that was perfect. A 1-2-3 inning, quick inning. I think he only threw 6-7 pitches that inning. So that's exactly what you asked for if you're from your reliever, if you're baggage.
So Loser is able to answer the 1-2-3 inning from Pilowich. And it looks like it will be Pilowich out there again here after coming in pretty effectively to start the 5th. He'll pitch here in the 7th. And he'll start off against the catcher Harrison Wentz and then back to the top of the order with the K.O. Thomas and Johnny Slater. Wolverines, I'd imagine, would like to tack on a couple runs here. Probably not too comfortable with that 2-run lead.
Yeah, tacking on any sort of insurance runs this inning would be perfect. And they have the guys coming up. I mean, Wenson, who anytime he can make contact with the ball, I mean, he's definitely a feast or famine type hitter. He makes contact with the ball, has the potential to go out of the park or just. And then, yeah, of course, you have the top of the line of Thomas, Slater, maybe Berdard. This is the chance for Michigan to try extend this lead.
And it looks like just to be on the left center field fence here at Ray Fisher Stadium, we got a nice view of the softball game going on at Alumni Field. That's your Michigan softball team versus the Northwestern Wildcats. That game being broadcast on WCBN. All 3 games of that series and all 3 games of this series between number 22 ranked Michigan baseball team and Penn State, all brought to you by WCBN Sports. Leadoff hitter will be Harrison Wenson for Michigan here as he takes the first pitch in the dirt for a ball.
And through 2 innings, it seems like Pilowitz, who does not throw very hard, is almost like the fact that he throws kind of slow is throwing off the Michigan batters and the timing.
After facing the harder throwing Biazzi, definitely a change of pace here to face Pilowich as the 1-0 pitch misses outside for a ball, 2-0.
Yeah, so I think Michigan's hitting coach or Coach Baggage has to be telling him just sit back and wait for the pitch to come to you.
And out in front of that one is Harrison Winston as he grounds that one foul to the left side. 2-1 the count now.
Because from what I'm seeing, it's not like Pilowitz is throwing anything too dirty out there. It's just, it's effective in that he's hitting his spots, but.
As the 2-1 pitch misses low and away. 3-1 now the count on Harrison Wenson. Wenson so far on the day 0 for 1. Does have a sac fly and an RBI to his credit. 3-1 pitch from Pilowicz. Misses inside. That's a leadoff walk to Harrison Wenson, and the Wolverines are in business here in the bottom of the 7th. That turns the lineup over back to the top with Thomas, or with the KO Thomas. Thomas so far on the day 2 for 3 with a couple of singles. Also popped out to first. As it looks like the catcher Sloniger out to the mound to talk with Pilowicz, perhaps stalling a bit as there's some more action in the Penn State bullpen down the right field line. As the PA speakers here at Ray Fisher Stadium goading the Penn State players to stop with the talking and get to playing. They will do just that as Pilowicz gets his sign and comes set. The first pitch to Thomas is in there for a strike. It's 0-1. So 0-1 the count now here on Thomas. Thomas not a particularly, hasn't gotten into any really deep counts so far today, so I'd imagine he'd be swinging relatively early on here against Pilowicz, since he can time him up a little bit. Because like you said, all these Wolverine hitters really out in front of Pilowicz so far. After a pickoff throw to first, Pilowicz is 0-1, is swung at and missed by Thomas. 0-2 now.
This off speed by Pilowicz has really given Michigan some troubles for most of this game. Well, I mean, since he's been out there.
Yeah, that one, he went even slower there with that curveball, it looked like, and had Thomas way out in front. The 0-2 pitch to Thomas misses outside for a ball, 1-2. Of course, over Harrison Wenson, the catcher at first. Definitely not a threat to steal. Hasn't even attempted one on the season. KO Thomas at the plate, though, does have some speed. The 1-2 pitch is hit high in the air, fouled on the right field line, and out of play. Count remains 1-2 here on a KO Thomas. Thomas, the sophomore from Chicago, Illinois, awaits the 1-2 pitch from Pilowicz. That one's in the dirt for a ball, 2-2. And Sloniger, like you mentioned, doing a very nice job there. He's had a lot of tough pitches in the dirt. Able to stop that one and prevent Wenson from moving into scoring position. So Pilowicz gets set for a 2-2 pitch. That one misses just outside for ball 3. 3-2 the count now on Thomas. And Jeff, would you expect to see Harrison Wenson maybe being put in motion here?
I don't think so. I think you tell him to hold tight. It's not 2 outs, so.
As Thomas lines that one towards short. Goodnight's going to make the play. Wenson caught way off first base there, and the throw to first base is in time. That's a double play. There are now 2 outs here in the inning. Wenson caught sleeping a little bit, I guess, on that line drive to shortstop. Goodnight ranged back and made the grabs and fired over to the first baseman, Berger, with plenty of time as Wenson spun his wheels a bit trying to get back. And just like that, nobody on the bases. 2 outs as Johnny Slater comes to the plate.
Yeah, I think that was a bad read by Wenson. I think when he saw Thomas hit that ball, it looked like it would have dropped, but I think that was a soft line drive. Great read, job by Goodnight getting there. Then Wenson just misread that.
First pitch to Slater is a ball. Slater so far on the day 0-3. Or 0-4-3 rather, as the 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike. He's lowered his average down to 276 on the season. Slater really would like to get off the schneid here as he lines that one into center field. That's going to be a base hit for Slater. And he's on first base here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th for the Wolverines. So Slater aboard for Michael Berdar. Last time he came up to the plate in the 5th, he lined that triple down into the right field corner. Ended up scoring a run on that play. He's also knocked in a run on a sac fly today. His official line is 1 for 2. If he can line another one into that corner, I'd imagine Slater would be able to score from around first with 2 outs here. There's a pickoff throw from Pilowicz over to first. Slater back in plenty of time. Berdar stands in there. The right-hand hitter very low in that stance. Crouches down as another pickoff throw is not in time over at first. Pilowicz very aware of Slater over there with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. I would be a little surprised to see Slater go. He is 6 for 6 on the season with stolen base attempts. But with 2 outs here in the heart of the order coming up, I don't think Michigan would really chance that. The first pitch to Berdar misses outside for a ball, 1-0. Should Berdar find a way to reach base, it'll bring up Drew Lugbauer, who is also 1 for 2 on the day. Berdar lays down a bunt here down the third base line. It's going to trickle foul, though. Perhaps trying to catch Penn State, and the third baseman Helso sleeping over there. Looked like he would have beaten it out had it stayed fair, but it did not stay fair, and it's just a strike. 1-1.
Yeah, it was a good idea by Berdar to do that. Certainly try and keep Penn State honest.
Like we said, trying to get that inning going, trying to keep the inning alive here for Michigan. As Berdar steps back in for the 1-1 pitch. Another pickoff throw over to first as Slater dives back in safely. Pilowicz leans over to get the sign and then comes set with that glove up near his right shoulder. Another pickoff throw over there, trying to catch Slater sleeping. As that one again, not in time. The count remains 1-1 on Michael Berdar. Slater over at first after a 2-out single. 1-1 pitch from Pilowicz misses outside for a ball. That one scoots away from the catcher Sloniger, and Slater's going to move up to second on the play. 2-1 the count on Berdar, and a runner in scoring position now with 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th.
A great awareness by Slater. He got a good jump and then noticed that Sloniger had trouble handling the pitch and got a free base.
Yeah, when just trickled away, couldn't have gotten more than maybe 5 to 7 feet away from Sloniger, but it was enough for Slater with that great jump to move over into scoring position. As Berdar waits on the 2-1 pitch. The offering from Pilowicz is in there. Oh, no, it does not. It does miss just a little bit high and away, it looks like. It's 3-1 now.
This is an advantage count for Berdar. Look for the pitch that you like best. Go ahead, swing away at it.
Berdar stands in there, twirls the bat around, and gets in that low, powerful stance. And that pitch misses high and away for ball 4. 2 runners on now for the Wolverines. That'll bring up Drew Lugbauer.
Not too bad of a walk in that he did have an open base at second. Now creates a force at all corners, at all bases.
And that looks like it's going to be it for Pilowicz. As it looks like manager Rob Cooper out to the mound. That's going to bring in the left-handed pitching Taylor Lehman. As you hear the Michigan PA system serenading Pilowicz as he leaves the game. It'll be 2 runners on here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th here as Lehman steps onto the mound and grabs the ball from his manager. Lehman, the first lefty we'll see today. Coming in to face the left-hander hitting Drew Lugbauer. So a bit of a strategic move there.
Yeah, Michigan's lineup is lefty heavy, so would make sense to come in with the lefty. especially against Lugbauer, who's a lefty. Lewis is a switch hitter. Bivens is a lefty. Poyer is a lefty.
So far on the season, Taylor Lehman a 6.35 ERA. This will be his 12th appearance. He's also started a few games on the season. In 17 innings, he has struck out 17 batters and walked 9, allowing opponents to reach with a 269 average against. So Lehman will try to work out of a jam here and prevent the Wolverines from tacking on some insurance runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Wolverines leading 6-4. They hopped out early 2-0 on a couple of first and second inning runs. Scored 3 in the bottom of the 4th to extend the lead. A 2-run home run by their Penn State center fielder Jordan Bowersox cut the lead down 5-2. Wolverines were able to extend that just a little bit more. Beefed it up 2-6-2 before Penn State tacked on 2 more in the top of the 6th. And we've been stuck at 6-4 since that top of the 6th as we sit here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, from the looks of it, Lehman has a fastball. Looks like he has some sort of a curveball / slider type pitch. Haven't recognized if he has any sort of a changeup or anything like that. But a tall left-hander with Michigan. Lugbauer coming out. This will be a tough matchup for him, though. He's a little more hard throwing than Pilowitz, too.
Lehman a junior, so I'd imagine the Wolverines do probably have some sort of scouting report. May have seen him before, though. Last time these two teams met in a series was all the way back in 2015 when they met in Happy Valley. Lugbauer steps in for the first pitch from Lehman. And it's in there. It is inside for a ball, 1-0.
Goes with a first pitch breaking ball right out of the bullpen.
Definitely not something Lugbauer expected, it looked like, as he just took that one, but luckily for him, it was inside. Lehman wears those high socks, gets the sign, comes set, and starts to turn back towards second. Slater did not have to go back as no one was covering. Lehman a 6'8" behemoth out there on the mound. A very menacing presence there with that long form. He's ready for the 1-0 pitch. Another breaking ball. That one misses low this time. 2-0. Lehman's seen a couple pitches, seen a couple breaking balls from Lehman, or Lugbauer has at least.
Now Lugbauer can expect fastball.
We'll see if he does indeed get that fastball. First fastball Lehman has thrown. The 2-0 pitch from Lehman is a fastball, but this one misses low and in for ball 3. 3-0 now. Lehman comes in from the pen and throws 3 straight balls. There are 2 outs here, so all he has to do is get that 1 out and work his way out of a bit of a jam here. Runners on first and second, both inherited from Pilowitz. The 3-0 pitch misses inside. It's ball 4. The bases are loaded now for Miles Lewis.
A 4-pitch walk is not what you wanted to see coming out of the bullpen.
So Miles Lewis now switching around, batting from the right side. His first 3 at-bats today, he was batting from the left side. He goes down so far today as 1 for 2. He had that double off the left field wall from the left-handed side. Now he'll switch around, bat righty against the lefty Lehman. His last at-bat, he grounded into that fielder's choice in which there was a runner's interference. This pitch is low, it bounces in the dirt and gets away from the catcher, Sloniger. Slater is going to score, and both runners move up as that one trickled all the way down to left field line, all the way near third base. And Michigan is able to extend the lead to 7-4 here on what looks to be a wild pitch from Taylor Lehman.
Yeah, just not exactly got any better for Lehman. After 4-pitch walk, throws a ball in the dirt, allows the run to score. See if Lehman can get himself composed, and all he needs to do is just throw strikes. I mean,
So the score now 7-4 here in the bottom of the 7th. Wolverines were able to cash in on a couple 2-out base runners. And Lehman facing Lewis here. Lewis ahead in the count, 1-0. Couple runners in scoring position now. Berdar moved up to third. Lugbauer up to second. And Lehman has his work cut out for him here if he wants to get out of this jam. The 1-0 pitch. That one is in there for a strike. The first strike Lehman has thrown since coming in on his 6th pitch. Lewis standing in there, batting .306 on the season now after his double earlier today. The 1-1 pitch to Lewis is in there for a strike with a little off-speed pitch by Lehman.
it looks like he's composed a little bit after the mound visit by the catcher. 2 great pitches so far with the fastball and then the curveball in the outside corner.
So Lewis trying to work back from a 1-2 count here against Lehman. The tall lefty gets his sign, comes set, and fires. This one's fouled straight back to the screen. Count remains 1-2. Lehman out there definitely using that long form, can really sling that ball up there. Has a really nice looking breaking ball when he can locate it. Once again, 2 outs here, bottom of the 7th inning. Wolverines leading 7-4. Lewis at the plate, Lugbauer on second, Berdar on third. The 1-2 pitch. This one's hit high, popped up behind the plate, and out of play as it hits a vacant bleacher behind the Penn State dugout. Count still will be 1-2. The crowd looks to have thinned out a little bit. It was a relatively thin crowd here at Ray Fisher Stadium with that chilly atmosphere, kind of a gloomy looking day. And worth noting, a little bit of that cold caused by the wind, which is now blowing out towards left to left center, as we can see by our American flag out in left center field. Another 1-2 pitch there is fouled straight back by Lewis again. He's staying alive. It's the count will remain 1-2. So Miles Lewis looks locked in today with that double. Hit that fielder's choice relatively hard on the ground and able to walk earlier on as well. Already scored a couple runs. Would like to get on base and come around to score here if he can. Or at least tack on to his 14 season RBIs. As a 1-2 pitch misses high and away for ball 2. 2-2 the count now on Lewis. So Lehman got ahead in the count. Couple foul balls from Lewis to stay alive. And he's even the count at 2-2. Lugbauer takes a little bit more time than some of the pitchers we've seen today. Gets his sign, comes set, and the 2-2 pitch. That one is bounced foul to the left side. That was Berdar over at third base. We tried to make a leaping stab at that one as he was standing in foul territory. That one was well fouled. It tipped off his batting glove there. Trying to have a little fun, stay a little warm out there. The count remains 2-2 though, as Miles Lewis fouled off his 4th 2-strike pitch. He'll see his 5th 2-strike pitch from Lehman, or rather his 6th 2-strike pitch from Lehman. As that one is grounded towards the shortstop, Goodnight. It booted by Goodnight. A run is going to score, and Lewis is going to reach first base. So after Goodnight has made a couple nice plays on line drives, he couldn't handle the little bouncer there. And that's going to lead to another one for the Wolverines, and they have now extended their lead to 8-4.
Yeah, just I don't think it looked like he just didn't see that ball into his glove. Goodnight, who's made a couple of nice plays so far this game, Unfortunately, though, just did not see the ball into his glove. Maybe he was already looking towards first, or also at the same time, Lugbauer may have run past him, may have thrown him off a bit, but bad error that leads to another run and extends this inning for Lehman, who hasn't exactly found his footing yet out there.
Lehman fires over to first, try to pick off Lewis. Lewis back with plenty of time. So the two runners that were inherited by Lehman from Pilowich both come around to score. That one will be unearned because of the error. But now the runner on third, Lugbauer, is the responsibility of Lehman, as well as that runner on first now, Lewis. But, of course, if either of them come around to score, it will be unearned due to that error by Goodnight.
Yeah, this all has come on 2 outs, so a very impressive 2-out rally.
Jake Bivens was standing there, and he takes the first pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Bivens so far on the day, 1 for 2. He singled back in the second. Also got hit by a pitch in the fourth. And also he got lined out back last inning in the sixth. The 1-0 pitch to Bivens, swung at and missed for a strike. Looked like Bivens pulled off on that one a little bit, looking to do some damage, trying to find that nice big hole over on the right side with Berger holding the runner on at first. So 1-1 the count on Bivens. The pitch from Lehman is check swing, tap towards third. Helsel comes in, makes the play on the run, but the throw is errant. It's offline. Berger is able to scoop it, but he was not able to stay on the bag, and yet another run scores on what looks to be another Penn State error. Michigan now goes up 9-4 here after they score their third run in the bottom of the seventh inning.
Yeah, pretty lucky there for Bivens, who wanted to check swing that wanted to pull back, and then looked like for sure he was done, but thanks to his speed, it forced the third baseman Helsel to rush it, and really just a bad throw. I mean, he really forced to take Berger off the first base, and
it looks like they gave him a single, saying that play was a tough play for Helsel to make. It was a slow grounder. He was making the play on the run, so a reasonable call there. As Bivens will get credit for a single and will get an RBI on the play. That'll bring up Nick Poirier, who comes in and takes the first pitch for a strike.
And all three of these runs have come with 2 outs.
Last 2 of them unearned. As Poirier takes the 0-1 pitch for a strike. It's 0-2 as he looks back at the umpire. I'm not sure if that was in disgust of the call or disgust that he didn't swing, because that pitch looked pretty good to me. So Poirier down the count to Lehman, 0-2. Lehman looking to finally get out of this inning, as he has not been able to get that elusive third out here since coming in. The 0-2 pitch is lined up the middle for a base hit. Lewis is around second. He's going to try to score. The throw home from the center fielder Bowersox will be cut off. That's another run for Michigan. They lead 10-4 now on the strength of an RBI single from Nick Poirier.
Now they have really blown this game open and really just connecting the ball. I mean, that was a great 0-2 count. To give him that type of pitch to swing was not a good job by Lehman, who in Michigan again makes him pay, and they have really broken this game open.
And it looks like Lehman will exit without recording an out. He faces a total of 4 batters, gives up 2 hits. One of them reached on an error. He also walked a man, and his day is done early on here.
Yeah, not a great outing for Lehman. Put in with 2 outs and ended up giving up 3 or 4, all 4.
All 4 runs have scored with 2 outs here. There's a pitch there was one that scored on the wild pitch, one on the error, and a couple on those last 2 singles. It looks like coming in For Penn State is going to be the senior right-handed pitcher Tom Mullen. Mullen, a bit of a submarine or a sidearm style delivery here, as we can see in his warm-ups. His numbers on the year, ERA just shy of 20. It's not exactly sparkling. This will be his 9th appearance. He's only pitched 5 innings so far. Coming in here, it appears to be mop-up duty a bit, as this game has been blown open a little bit here by the Wolverines in the bottom of the 7th. They've pushed across 4 runs to extend their lead 10-4 just after Penn State looked like they were getting right back in the game.
Yeah, at this point, I think Penn State is looking to try and just stop the damage and get out of this. Moore really wants to get out of this inning. It looked so promising at the beginning. They retired Thomas and Slater only to kind of have things fall apart with these last like five, six batters that brought across 4 runs. And I think Penn State, who was within striking distance to start this bottom half of the 7th, it was only 6-4, has to be really demoralized that they had a chance to win this and then kind of just let this get out of hand. I mean, there's still 2 innings left, but this is really kind of a gut punch if you're trying to come back in this game, letting this happen.
So after Lehman, the lefty, fails to retire the 4 batters he faces, 3 of those were lefties. They bring in the right-hander Mullen to face the right-handed hitter Jonathan Engelman. He is the 9th Michigan batter in the inning. Engelman so far 2 for 3 on the day with a couple singles and a couple RBIs. The first pitch as the runners move on the play, and the throw to second is in time to throw out Poirier at second. So for the second time, Penn State opts to try to throw out the trailing runner on a double steal, and this time they succeed to end the inning, as Mullen only has to throw 1 pitch here to Engelman, and he gets out of the inning on the strength of his catcher, Sloniger. But Wolverines, like we said, pushed across 4 runs in the inning, and after 7, this one is not particularly close, 10-4 in favor of the Wolverines.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about the decision to call a double steal. You're up 6. Now, I don't think it's necessarily like kind of teetering on the brink of unsportsmanship, because this game is still within reach for Penn State, but up 6, generally you kind of tend to call up the dogs a little bit. I don't really understand the double steal on that.
Engelman already kind of benefited earlier from having a couple runners on second and third when he had a 2 RBI single in the 4th. Perhaps Michigan was looking to set that up again. Did not come to fruition. It looks like we're going to have our 3rd Wolverines pitcher of the day. Despite the quick inning from Mac Loser last inning, his arm may have gotten a little bit cold, and it looks like we are going to see Carl Kaufman coming in, the freshman right-hander. Kaufman so far on the year, just like Loser, has a sparkling ERA of 0.00. This will be his 5th appearance. He's pitched a total of 5 1/3 innings. He struck out 6, only walked 3. Opponents are hitting 118 against him. It's a right-handed pitcher with a bit of like an axe-throwing style. Throws right over the top.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a lot of stuff going on in that arm motion. Long figure. But kind of like Loser, I think, hasn't had a lot of innings thrown. I think Baggage sensing an opportunity to try and get his young pitcher an inning or 2. Now that Michigan's built a bit of a lead. Though, given how things have gone, Penn State has not gone away. I would not be surprised if they still put up a fight, try and chip at this lead. Michigan should not be taking this easy from here on out.
Yeah, Eric Beck is showing some faith here in his 6'2 freshman. Coming in to face the 3-4-5 hitters of Penn State will be Willie Berger to lead off the inning. He stands in there and takes the strike. Following him will be Conlon Hughes and Ryan Sloniger. Kaufman does work out of a windup and working pretty quickly as the second pitch is swung on and missed by Berger for a strike, 0-2. So Berger perhaps chased that one a little bit as it looked a little low and in. As Kaufman works quickly and the 0-2 pitch is bounced towards the first baseman Bivens. He'll make the play himself for out number 1. As Kaufman comes in, gets a quick out. That'll bring up Conlon Hughes.
Yeah, it's a great start. Great confidence booster for Kaufman, getting Penn State's number 3 hitter Berg on just 3 pitches. For a young freshman like that, it's a matter. I think it's a lot of it's confidence.
The first pitch to Hughes is bounced in there for a ball, 1-0. Hughes so far today, all 3 of his at-bats coming against Oliver Jaski, who was spectacular today, as that 1-0 pitch is fouled back behind the plate and out of play, 1-1. Hughes 1 for 3, a couple strikeouts to his name. Also singled and was caught stealing back in the 4th inning. The 1-1 pitch from Kaufman is fouled off to the right side over the Penn State dugout and out of play. 1-2. As Kaufman working quickly and throwing strikes here coming out of the pen. Hughes ready, stands in there, and the 1-2 pitch from Kaufman. Swung at and fouled down the left field line this time. Count remains 1-2. Kaufman, like we said, the freshman out of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Fires a 1-2 pitch. That one's fouled off to the right side. That one's going to get into the Penn State bullpen. Count remains 1-2 here as Conlon Hughes staying alive against Kaufman.
Yeah, if you're Kaufman at this point, you're just pitching for contact. Don't try to get too cute with this.
Kaufman on that 1-2 pitch, bounces in there for a ball, 2-2. So Kaufman, again, very quick pace here, even while bouncing one in there. The 2-2 pitch, that one misses inside there. Almost got a piece of Hughes. Count is even now, or rather runs full, 3-2 now. 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning, Michigan leading 10-4. Payoff pitch, misses low for a ball. And Conlon Hughes is on first base now for the Penn State Nittany Lions with 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning.
A good at bat by Conlon Hughes, working the count, fouling some pitches off.
That'll bring up Ryan Sloninger, the left-handed hitter. Sloninger so far on the day, 0 for 2, couple strikeouts, both of those coming against Jaski. Also worked a walk against Jaski earlier as the first pitch from Kaufman misses pretty wildly there, and Wenson going to go out to the mound to talk to his freshman pitcher. Conlon Hughes over at first base. Possibly a threat to steal here. I wouldn't expect to see it in a 10-4 ball game here with Penn State trailing, trying to make up some ground. He is 6 for 9 on the season, or rather 6 for 10 after being thrown out once earlier by Wenson. So it looks like Kaufman is ready here as Wenson jogs back to his spot behind the plate. Sloninger, left-handed hitter, waves that bat around his left shoulder and watches this one for a strike, 1-1. So 1-1 count, 1 out, number 11 at the bat. We got a lot of ones on that scoreboard right now. Kaufman is ready for the 1-1 pitch. That one is fouled back to the screen behind home plate. That'll bring the count to 1-2.
It was a good job by Kaufman kind of rebounding 2 quick strikes. I think he'd love a double play here to get out of this inning.
So count now 1-2 on Sloninger as Kaufman comes set. And the pitch. This one's fouled off to the left side. That one's going to get out of play again. The count remains 1-2 on Sloninger. Sloninger, the catcher, we mentioned he's done a nice job defensively so far today. Was able to work that walk earlier back in the second. Since then, not so much luck with those 2 strikeouts. And the 1-2 pitch. That one misses outside by Kaufman. It's 2-2. Hughes over there. Doesn't seem to be much of a thought there for Kaufman. He'll take a few steps off first base as Kaufman comes set for the 2-2 pitch. That one's lined into center field. That one is going to drop into left field as Lewis comes on, makes the play. But Penn State 2 runners on now here in the top of the 8th inning with only 1 away.
Penn State might be down 6, but they're certainly not going to quit. Two straight at bats, 2 strikes. They fought back to get on base. This one, it's kind of been the story for Penn State today. A lot of these dinky-dunk hits that aren't really real hard hit, but they're hit in the basically the kind of the soft zones of the outfield where it's just there's the infielder nor the outfielder can really get to it. Hey, look at this. They're threatening again. Despite being down 6, 2 runners on. They could make a little move, try and chip in at this lead. They got 2 more bats to try and do that. Get a couple here, and you set yourself up for a chance in the 9th inning.
That'll bring out pitching coach Sean Kenny to the mound to talk this over with Kaufman, it looks like. The whole infield coming in to discuss as well. As Penn State does have 2 runners on here. Could perhaps chip away at that lead as they've done earlier on. They already came across a couple times, and when it seemed like Michigan was ready to pull away and end this pretty early on, Penn State was able to chip away, scored 2 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th to get back into it before the Wolverines tacked on 4 in the bottom half of the 7th last inning. We're here in the top of the 8th. 1 out. Runners on first and second for Penn State.
The Baggett certainly has trust in Kaufman. There's no one warming up in the bullpen.
It'll be Braxton Giovadoni coming to the plate for Penn State as he takes the first pitch for a strike. 0-1 now the count on Giovadoni. Kaufman fires this one. This one bounces low. It's 1-1.
Yeah, Kaufman's off speed has not really been all that great. I mean, the only pitches he's able to get across for strikes are consistently are fastballs. A lot of his curveballs are missed and missed kind of badly.
So the count even up here at 1-1 on Giovadoni. This pitch bounces in there again. It's 2-1 now, as Kaufman seems to have lost his mark a little bit here after retiring the first batter of the inning in 3 pitches and getting ahead of the second hitter, Conlon Hughes. Hughes was able to work that walk. Sloniger able to work the count a bit and get on base with a single. And now Giovadoni up ahead here in the count, 2-1. That pitch is in there for a strike from Kaufman. That evens the count at 2-2 now.
Yeah, if I'm once, I'm going to call that same pitch again on the outside corner. Don't try to get too cute. Don't go back to the curveball, which has not really been working. Get him to make contact on the fastball.
2-2 pitch misses a little bit low and away there for ball 3. Full count now. Giovadoni on the day. 1 for 3 with a single and reached on a fielder's choice. Looking to reach once again here. The payoff pitch is taken for strike 3. So that's Kaufman's first strikeout of the inning since coming in, and there are now 2 outs here in the inning in the top of the 8th.
That is a huge strikeout for Kaufman. You walk him and it's bases loaded, and really kind of makes this an intriguing game, but breathing a sigh of relief if you're Kaufman, but still not over yet.
That'll bring up the left fielder, Nick Riato. Riato had a nice 2 RBI single last time he came to bat in the 6th inning that got Penn State within 2. So he stands in there and lines that one. It's on one hop to the first base of Bivens. Bivens able to snag it and step on first to end the inning. So Michigan perhaps escaping one there, as that one looked like it, if it got past Bivens, was going to score 2. But Bivens was able to make that play and end the inning. Heading into the bottom of the 8th, Michigan maintains their 10-4 lead.
Yeah, it's a great snag by Bivens. I mean, Riato got all of that, and nice little snag, and Kaufman escapes danger. Though Penn State did make things a little bit interesting that inning.
So as interesting as they may have been, the inning now is over. And it looks like for Penn State, Tom Mullen only threw one pitch last inning. He'll remain out there to face Jonathan Engelman, who was at the plate when Nick Poirier was thrown out stealing. Michigan doesn't necessarily need any insurance runs here, but it definitely would not hurt, and I'm sure head coach Eric Bakich will take all they can get.
Yeah, I'm sure he's certainly going to let his guys continue to swing away. Obviously don't want to take the foot off the brakes entirely.
We've also got 2 more games this weekend. Tomorrow's game on Saturday, that is, will be at 2 p.m. here at Ray Fisher Stadium, and Sunday's game at 1 p.m. We'll hope for a little bit more, a little bit friendlier weather here, but regardless, if you're not able to make it out, doesn't matter. You can listen right here on WCBN as we follow along with Michigan baseball, your number 22 ranked Michigan baseball team, as they welcome Penn State for this 3-game series. And a bit of a grander scheme of things, Michigan, this will be their 4th game of the Big Ten season. They are 1-2 after having gone to Maryland last weekend, dropped the first 2, able to come away with that 3rd one. Their first home Big Ten series on the year after a couple of midweek games against Toledo and Central Michigan, both wins here at Ray Fisher Stadium, squeezed in between last week's road trip and today's game. The first pitch to Engelman is inside for a ball.
I think this is a great chance for Michigan to see a pitcher that has this kind of sidearm motion. It's not necessarily a full submarine, but it's kind of a unique look that they're going to be getting.
And Engelman takes that 1-0 pitch for a strike. Yeah, definitely a different look here from Mullen than the Wolverines have seen today. Michigan has seen the long left-handed pitching layman, seen a couple of righties in Biasi and Pilowich. Now they see a sidearm righty here in the form of Tom Mullen, as that pitch is fouled away towards the right side and out of play. Count is now 1-2 on Engelman. Engelman so far on the day 2 for 3 with a couple of singles, couple RBIs to his credit. And as you mentioned, he was at the plate last inning when Poirier was caught stealing, as that 1-2 pitch is well wide, just a bit outside there.
Just a bit outside the opposite batter's box.
In the words of the great Bob Uecker in Major League there. That was the exact kind of pitch he would frame that, or he would call that one on in the movie. 2-2 count now on Engelman, as that one is swung at and missed by Engelman for strike 3. As Mullen comes in and records his first strikeout of the game. 1 out here, bottom of the 8th inning.
That was a nice off-speed pitch. It looked like maybe a changeup, some type of sinker-type pitch that kind of looks like it kind of came back and dove on Engelman.
That'll bring up the catcher, Harrison Wenson. Wenson so far on the day, 0 for 1. He's walked and gets a sac fly. He stands in there and takes the first pitch for a strike from Mullen. After today's game, of course, and after this weekend's series, Michigan remains home all the way through the 23rd of April in the middle of a 18-game homestand. This is the 3rd game of an 18-game homestand after traveling throughout the opening series, or the opening part of the season, as Wenson offered at that one and missed. The count is now 0-2, and the 0-2 pitch misses low and in for a ball, 1-2. Penn State, after their series here at Michigan, goes to Pittsburgh for a midweek game and then hosts Ohio State in their home Big Ten opening series next weekend. As Wenson bounces that one into the Wolverines dugout there on the 1-2. Stays alive there at 1-2. 1-2 count, 1 out, bottom of the 8th inning. Wenson at the plate against Mullen. Michigan leading 10-4. That 1-2 pitch misses low and in again. It's 2-2. Looks like Mullen maybe going with that changeup or off-speed pitch, trying to get Wenson to chase, just like he did Engelman there on that low and in pitch. A pitch moving low and in towards their feet. The 2-2 pitch. That one misses just inside for a ball, 3-2. The catcher Sloniger jumped up like he was ready to toss down to third on that one. Thought he was going to get the called strike 3. But it was not to be, according to home plate umpire Michael Conlon. The full count pitch swung at and missed by Wenson for strike 3. And now that's 2 strikeouts since coming in for Mullen, as he's got these Wolverine hitters a little perplexed there with that sidearm delivery. We'll see if he can set down Akeo Thomas here, who has not gone down easily so far today. Thomas 2 for 4 on the day. Couple singles and lined into a double play last at bat on a ball that looked like it was ticketed to be at least a single or a double into the gap. Nice play by the shortstop, Goodnight, to turn a double play on it. So first pitch to Thomas misses way wide and outside again. That's the second time this inning we've seen Mullen with that sidearm delivery kind of hold on to it too long and fling it out towards that left-handed batter's box. 1-0 pitch to Thomas is in there for a strike.
It makes the adjustment that time.
1-1 now here on Thomas. He's averaged up to 330 after his 2 for 4 performance today. That one inside almost takes out the legs of Thomas there. So he gets out of the way and runs the count to 2-1 on a cold day like today. You don't really want to take one on a game that you really don't have to take one.
Yeah, especially on these cold days, that's going to hurt a little extra.
The 2-1 pitch, that one misses high and away for ball 3. 3-1 the count now. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. K.O. Thomas, that right-handed batter, stands really close to the plate there. And he takes that one for a strike on the outside corner. Started to motion as if he was going to toss his bat aside and rock down to first, but that one was called a strike. So Thomas waits a 3-2 pitch and grounds that one up the middle. It's off the pitcher, Mullen, straight to the second baseman, Hughes. He makes the play and fires over to first to Berger for the out. So a little pinball out there by Penn State, and they're able to get out of the inning on your casual, everyday 1-4-3 ground out. That'll send us to the top of the 9th inning. Wolverines leading 10-4, looking to close this one out and go home here with the win.
Yeah, going into the top of the 9th, I think this point, I think if you're Backage, I think you roll with. Oh, it looks like they're going to go out a different pitcher. I don't think they're going with Kaufman again.
Yeah, Kaufman, after he did struggle a little bit last inning, was able to cover, get out of it, but it looks like we're going to have number 42, Grant Roos, coming in, the left-handed pitcher out of the pen. Maybe the Wolverines' 4th pitcher of the day after they sent out Oliver Jaski to start the game. He went 6 innings, only gave up 2 runs on the 2-run homer. Did walk a couple, gave up 6 hits, but the big number that we were looking at was 12 strikeouts on the day in just those 6 innings. Did a nice job of holding Penn State down despite allowing some leadoff runners. And really kept them at bay even while they were trying to come back. After that, you had Lozer came in for an inning. He did a nice job, a nice clean inning. 3 batters faced with a strikeout. And Kaufman last inning, a bit of a rougher inning, but did get out of it without giving up a run. And now it'll be Grant Roos to try to close it out for the Wolverines. So after starting off with a lefty, throwing a couple righties in there, they come back with another lefty. Roos on the year, another Wolverine reliever with a sparkling 0.00 ERA. This will only be his 4th appearance, though. He's pitched in 2 1/3 innings so far. Struck out 6, only walked 1.
Yeah, kind of keeping with Backage this game, getting relievers who really haven't had a ton of time on the mound this year in live game action, getting him a chance here with a somewhat comfortable lead.
I'd say a 6-run lead is pretty comfortable. I'd be pretty comfortable with a 6-run lead going into the 9th inning here, as the Wolverines have.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here, perhaps, for Penn State. It's going to be number 22, Keith Levitt, pinch hitting for number 17, Alex Malinsky.
Yeah, it might just be Rob Cooper recognizing, just kind of throwing in the towel and getting some of his younger guys that aren't regular stars, an at bat.
Levitt comes in, takes a couple pitches. It's 1-1. Levitt batting .071 on the season. This will only be his 29th at bat, though. Does have a home run to his credit so far. The 1-1 pitch. Misses outside for a ball, 2-1. Roos with a bit of a awkward delivery. Has almost a little hitch in his arm motion when he comes back. His glove hand kind of flails in front of him a little bit as he's coming towards the plate.
Yeah, that's what I noticed too. It almost makes it seem like his motion is a little chaotic or lack of control, but I'm sure.
As he throws 2 more pitches there, both for balls, and the leadoff hitter Levitt is on here in the top of the 9th for Penn State. And the theme of the day continues with a leadoff runner getting on to start the inning for the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, why not? At this point, with your having a 6-run lead, I think you really got to emphasize just throwing strikes, just throw the ball across the plate.
So Levitt over at first base. That'll bring up Goodnight as the first pitch to Goodnight misses, almost hits him in the shoes. And so far, it looks like Roos struggling to hit his spots as he's missing in that right-hander's batter's box, low in that right-hander's batter's box over and over again here. 1-0 the count now on Goodnight. The pitch misses low in the dirt. It's 2-0 now. So Roos coming in cold and looking like it as he's a little wild out there, unable to find the zone aside from the very first pitch he threw to Levitt. The 2-0 pitch is low and in. That's ball 3.
Roy's having bunch of trouble finding the strike zone. None of these 3 balls have been really anywhere close to the strike zone. I think he just needs to take a deep breath and settle down.
Roos sets for the 3-0 pitch. That one misses outside now for ball 4, and he's walked the first 2 batters here to start the top of the 9th inning. Penn State perhaps manufacturing a little bit of an opportunity here to get back in it, and it looks like we're going to have some action in the Wolverine bullpen. It'll be the leadoff hitter Jordan Bowersox now stepping up to the plate with nobody out in the top of the 9th. Bowersox having a great day so far, 2 for 3. He had that big 2-run homer back in the 5th, also walked, and the one out he did make on the day was a line drive straight to the right fielder Engelman. He stands in there and takes a first pitch strike from Roos.
Hopefully that could be a bit of a confidence booster for Royce, who has had trouble finding the zone.
That one misses high and away, so he's able to find the zone once, but Royce then misses high and wide with that one. As you said, Royce on the season before today only had 1 walk, has already tripled that season total. As the 1-1 pitch bounces past Wenson, it's going to be a ball. It's going to run the count to 2-1, and both runners are going to move up on the pitch. So on top of a couple walks, now a wild pitch uncorked there by Royce. And a prime opportunity here for Jordan Bowersox to push across a couple runs and give Penn State a little bit of hope here in the top of the 9th, trailing 10-4. The 2-1 pitch to Bowersox is grounded towards short. Bernard's going to make the play, throw to first, and is in time. Got him by a step. A run is going to score on the play, but there was an out recorded as Bowersox grounded out, picks up an RBI, and the score is now 10-5 in favor of Michigan.
Yeah, I think Michigan is happy to trade runs for outs at this point.
Especially with Bowersox at the plate, who has done so much damage today. I'm sure they're very glad to trade an out for a run there. That'll bring up the number 2 hitter, Christian Helsel. He takes the first pitch for a ball inside.
Yeah, Grant just needs to throw the ball over the plate. Just let the guy hit it. Let the defense work for him.
The 1-0 pitch misses outside now, ball 2. So Roosh definitely struggling to find the zone here in this inning. Luckily, it is in a relatively low-pressure situation so far. 1 out, top of the 9th. 10-5 now, Michigan lead as the 2-0 pitch is fouled back to the screen, 2-1. Helsel on the day 0 for 4 with 1 strikeout earlier in the game. That 2-1 pitch just misses, maybe a little low there. It looks 3-1 the count now. The 3-1 pitch from Royce is swung at and lined softly into left center field. That's going to be a base hit. That'll score 1 run. And Penn State creeping back into it now here in the top of the 9th. 10-6 now after an RBI single by Christian Helsel.
The first baseman, Willie Berger.
And now a 3-hitter, Willie Berger, stepping in. And Berger with 3 home runs on the season. If he can connect on one here, all of a sudden, this one could get pretty comfortably tight for, or uncomfortably tight for the Wolverines. Head coach Eric Bakich not going to let Royce see that, though, as he's appeared to motion down to the bullpen. We'll get a pitching change here in the top of the 9th.
Yeah, it looks like Baggage just doesn't want to take a chance with this. Penn State are a couple runs. Part of the order coming up. I mean, I think still a pretty comfortable lead, but certainly don't want to see this spiral out of control. Not Royce's greatest performance, though. I mean, he hasn't had very many, but I think you take this as a learning experience. But I think Baggage, like Michigan here and all the fans, just want this game to end and move on to tomorrow.
It looks like Eric Bakich not really messing around here, going to his senior, Jackson Lamb. Lamb, this will be his 11th appearance on the season. He's pitched 11 innings, has yet to give up an earned run. He did give up 1 unearned run, but definitely the guy that closes the games out for the Wolverines. 6 saves on the year, and this is, in fact, a save situation with the runner on first base. Looking to pick up his 7th save on the year.
Yeah, I'm sure Baggage would have liked to save him for the rest of the series, but certainly this game, just as important as the others, got to finish this one.
Yeah, you do not want to blow a 6-run lead in the 9th here and let that one slip away. If that one slips away, it pretty much demoralizes you and your team for the rest of the weekend. I mean, when you score 10 runs and have some excellent starting pitching out of a guy like Jasky, and you still find a way to lose the game, if that were to happen, I'd be a very, very rough toll on the team.
Yeah, I mean, just
Jackson Lamb will look to prevent that. He'll face Willie Berger to start his inning. 1 out here in the top of the 9th. He'll face Berger, and if he is not able to induce a double play out of Berger, he will face Conlon Hughes at the very least. Berger so far on the day, 1 for 4. He has a single and a couple strikeouts on the day. So Berger, the right-hander, or I'm sorry, rather Lamb, the right-hander. Berger's also a right-hander. As Berger takes that one in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. Lamb, the 6'6" right-hander, sets and fires in there for a strike. 1-1. And you can definitely see a notable uptick in speed here when Jackson Lamb comes in the game from some of the pitchers we've seen today. 1-1 pitch is fouled off to the right side. Very late swing there by Berger as he was just able to put that one into the parking lot out here. 1-2 the count now on Berger.
And from the gauging from the reaction of some of the fans, it looks like he might have struck a car. So
That's unfortunate. He escaped all the way into the 9th inning, and then on the 9th inning you get hit. The 1-2 pitch is fouled again off to the right side. That one's going to go over near the bullpen area. A line drive shot as Berger once again late on that offering from Lamb.
almost took out his first baseman coach. Had to duck a little bit.
So we'll see another 1-2 pitch from Lamb to Berger. Here it comes. That one is grounded towards third. A diving stop by Lugbauer. He throws to second for one. That's all he's going to get for Thomas. But what a play by Lugbauer. A hard hit ball. He had to dive off to his left to try to stop that ball from getting into left. He did that successfully. Fired over to Thomas, covering second to retire the lead runner. Really nice play there. And there are now 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning.
Yeah, great job by Lugbauer. I mean, that was a shot. I mean, he had pretty much no time to react. It was see ball and just had to immediately jump, had to leap at it. Great job and get that force out at second.
Now Penn State down to their last chance in the form of Conlon Hughes. He stands in there and takes the ball from Jackson Lamb. It's now Berger over there at first base. As Hughes awaits the 1-0. That one misses low and in. Ball 2, 2-0. As the crowd definitely has thinned out a little bit more as we reach the twilight hours here. Starts to get a little bit colder now. As that pitch, check swing, no swing. That pitch brings the count to 3-0 now here on Conlon Hughes. Again, 2 outs here, top of the 9th. Michigan leading 10-6. As that pitch from Lamb is in there for a strike, 3-1. Lamb is set for the 3-1 pitch. That one's in there for a strike, 3-2. And the fans perhaps a little hesitant to get on their feet here. Maybe sitting on their hands trying to stay warm as now they come and make a little bit of noise with the 3-2 pitch here. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to do it. Michigan wins 10-6 here over the Penn State Nittany Lions at Ray Fisher Stadium in Ann Arbor, as Jackson Lamb strikes out Conlon Hughes to end the ball game. And we did see a great performance from Oliver Jaski here today. Would you say he is the MVP on the day, Jeff?
I would certainly give that to him. I mean, 6 innings pitched, but 12 strikeouts. I think that has to be, if not a career high, close to, if not a career high for Jaski. A great day from him overall. And I think ultimately, though, had Michigan's offense showed up today. I mean, they put together a 3-run inning, a 4-run inning on a 2-out rally nonetheless. I think this is a team effort, Michigan's offense, clutch hitting, great pitching, and ultimately able to come out here for the all-important Friday win. Really sets the tone for this weekend series as Michigan vies to compete for a Big Ten championship.
Yeah, as we mentioned, Jaski with a great outing on the mound. He gets credit for the win. Sal Biazzi for Penn State will be saddled with the loss. Jaski now up to 4-1 in the season. Biazzi evened out at 3-3. Jackson Lamb does not get credit for a save, but he did come in and finish the game. On the hitting side, notable on the day was the performance of both Akeo Thomas, who did have a couple hits and really manufactured the very first run of the game for the Wolverines, got things going, as well as the performance of right fielder Jonathan Engelman. He went 2 for 4 and knocked in a couple himself. And as we said, that'll do it here from Ray Fisher Stadium. Michigan wins 10-6 to open up this 3-game set against Penn State. I'm Austin Felco, along with Jeff Chan, wishing you a good night and a go blue.